welcome to SBGB TV. It's not about the setback, it's about the get back. Nah.
Yo, it's your boy DZ, man. You know, I appreciate all y'all. I appreciate everyone that's became a member, that subscribed to the channel, and that watches the channel. If you haven't already, hit that notification bell. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we go live. I appreciate all of y'all that rock with me, and I hope y'all continue to rock with me. You know, I appreciate, man, everybody that rock with DZ, man. Facts. And y'all know we gonna keep going in, man. wack100 6ix9ine. They the same kind of individual, right? It's just 6ix9ine is loud with who he is because he's already took the stand, right? Now we know Wack will give information and act like he not giving no information. He gonna put it out there and then act like, oh, I ain't do nothing. I ain't had nothing to do with that, right? But 6ix9ine, he letting everybody know, man, he's a rat, because we all know he took the stand. But what they both are trying to do, right, is they want to bring people with them. Even the people that are not telling. They want people to be on their side. Like, they want friends. So 6ix9ine to get on there and act like this person's ratting, that person's ratting, and then get on there and try to make an explanation. Now, we all know Wack put out fake paperwork on T Grizzly. Yeah. But 6ix9ine, he want to act like the paperwork is real, you know, because he want people to be like him. He want to build a alliance of rats. He want everybody to be a rat because he's a rat. Straight up. And we all know the paperwork was fake. But 6ix9ine wanted the paperwork to be real so bad. It just ain't. Right? Wack, he hasn't addressed it since. We ain't heard nothing else about that. You know, he went mute. Don't worry about no more paperwork now. Because the paperwork with T Grizzly is over. Wack ain't going to say nothing else. That shit is done. Yeah. Make sure you smash that like button if you haven't already done so. And hit the subscribe button, man. Straight up. You know I appreciate all of y'all, man. Yeah. So 6ix9ine went over there with Trap Lil Ross, right? And he got to trying to explain why the paperwork was real about T Grizzly. When we already know, Dogface didn't let the whole internet know that the paperwork was fabricated. It was fufafi. But 6ix9ine thinks because he gets loud and we all know he ratted, when he's identifying somebody to be a rat, it's truthful. Now we know 6ix9ine was truthful when he got on the stand. Yes, he got on the stand. He got up there and told everything, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. He did that. Now, wack100 will say, well, 6ix9ine said this person's a rat, so they a rat. Man, 6ix9ine want everybody to be a rat like him. You got to think about this, right? They all cut 6ix9ine off when they found out he told. Nobody wanted to do no interviews with him. Nobody wanted to do no features with him. They blackballed him, right? a rat. Now, 6ix9ine then infiltrated the black culture. Straight up. He infiltrated it, right? And then lined the people up, but still acting like he's a gangster at the same time. And you know, wack100 gives 6ix9ine the pass of all times. He got the pass. 6ix9ine didn't do nothing wrong in Wack's eyes. Well, we know that's Wack's co-worker, right? They together. You know what I'm saying? They do business together. They line shit up together. They lie together. They put fake paperwork on people together. We know this, right? Straight up. And I'm just being real. Appreciate all y'all, man. What's popping? D Twins, Miss M. Shout out to all y'all that be rocking with SBGB TV. Leonard, run the table. LaPortia. Appreciate all of y'all. Jan Meeks. Facts. You know, if you would like to become a member, it's pinned at the top of the chat. It's only $3.99. Light work. Shout out to all y'all. Appreciate the super chat, LaPortia, the best channel out here. Appreciate the support. Real recognizing the real. I appreciate you, LaPortia. Yeah. So we hear 6ix9ine here, right? He get to explaining why the paperwork is official with T Grizzly. When we all know the paperwork is foo-faffy. But 6ix9ine get on here and he want to explain to everybody why the paperwork is real. But we ain't heard nothing else from Wack. I guess Wack left this one alone. But listen to this shit, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button and share the live. Listen to this shit. Real shit.
Oh man, no, that would go hard though. You gotta accessorize out here, man.
I bet. So I'm gonna put Detroit.
So he let Detroit down. Really.
I'm gonna put Detroit all the way at the bottom of Atlanta.
For real with Atlanta. Oh, that's
just because yeah.
Can y'all hear this okay? Let me know if y'all can hear this okay. You know, I had to change my plug on the microphone and put it to the computer. So, you know, I just want to make sure that y'all can hear this okay. You know, appreciate y'all though. And smash that like button too. If you haven't already hit the like button.
Yeah, the face is the face right now is 42 Doug and he's like a labubu.
What about T Grizzly? They be saying he got his aunt out of the way.
They saying T Grizzly told. Like
you hear him though, right? He's saying they said T Grizzly told. They, as in wack100, right? They, as in wack100. Wack100 has no credibility on the internet. Straight up. He has no credibility and he's saying they. No, we know you and Wack in cahoots to lie on people because y'all want people to be like y'all. You know, the rats really don't want to be alone. They don't want to be singled out. They want to have other people that they can say, man, he a rat too. Man, yeah, he a rat too. But this situation with the T Grizzly, Wack went too far. And 6ix9ine co-signing it because he's the rat. He went, yo, man, whoever's out here that's a rat, man, come on, man, be my friend. Man, just be my friend, man. He say he got that bag, but he don't got the friends that he want. He can't mingle with the people in the industry that he want. And he about to go to jail, right? And he's about to go to jail for a violation on federal probation. Yeah, and I think, you know, dudes like that, they get what they deserve, man. Straight up. You came out here on probation and you act like you can't be touched. You act like you can't go to jail. In this cocky, tough attitude that we know really is just an act. You know, them people, they got a spot for you. They got room for you, though.
They have been saying that his home got invaded.
So his home got invaded, and 1090 Jake. Look, I'm gonna
I
open
see
up.
it. Yeah.
Huh?
You got it. You got paperwork.
So 1090 Jake.
All right.
They saying T Grizzly told his house got intruded, right? Somebody broke into his house. And this is me talking to 1090 Jake right here.
Damn, 1090 Jake getting a cameo, you know.
So right here it says
Now 1090 Jake didn't fall for this shit. And I want y'all to look at all this white shit on the side of 6ix9ine's hat. Now this is a lot of white shit on the side of the hat. I mean, I don't think they're in a construction zone and there's any construction going on here while they're, doing this interview. But this hat is dusty as hell. And, we only can assume what this might be. A lot of these rappers, they like to live that fast life. They like the fast life, man. Leave a comment and let me know, what do you think about this dusty white stuff? And it's a lot of it now. This is not a little bit of dust. I don't know what was going on in here, but I just know it's a lot of damn dust on the damn hat.
right here, this investigation report. It's sorry, the letters are small. On or about 9/28/22, Detective Hamilton, the case number received this case. Investigate residential burglary. The burglarized entry was made by shattering the rear sliding glass window. The thief made off with 1 million cash, jewelry, and multiple expensive handbags. February 17, 2024, at 1334, I met with homeowner Terry Wallace. Terry Wallace
Hey,
yo, I'm noticing this though, right? This the new thing. Just read anything, right? This is the new thing on the internet, right? When niggas want to lie on people, they act like they're reading some real live paperwork, right? And they just read this shit and it's like, okay, you got the paperwork. But it ain't even official. It's all a lie. And they really act like they got real shit. Now, this is coming from a known rat, a known informant, a known snitch. But he's acting like he got the work. Yeah, man. They saying, no, Wack sent you that, nigga. We know who sent it to you. wack100. And I can't believe that these niggas that we all know is cooperating feel like they have the status to say who's telling. They got the status to sit there and lie on an individual and just say, all right, this person's telling. No, you niggas is telling. That's what's going on here.
I got Jake on the line, man. Jake, I'm with your boy right now, man.
Breaking down T Grizzly. We breaking down T Grizzly paperwork right now. So look.
You think that's real though?
Hey, they saying it's fake today, but I thought the whole home invasion was real.
Listen to me. His house got breaking into. Is that facts or not?
These two jokers right here, right? Trap Lord Ross is 6ix9ine. They don't know nothing, man. Straight up, man. They don't know nothing. They've been educated from what people have told them. You hear me? That's where their education comes from. What they're told, not what they know. It's somebody tell them to look at it like this. They look at it like this. This is something, right, that school or like looking online can't teach you. You gotta have the experience. Straight up. 6ix9ine was in jail. That nigga was in PC. Straight up. Nigga, you wasn't out there reading people's paperwork, people checking your paperwork because everybody knew you was all bad. So you can't really, give your opinion on this stuff. And Trap Lord Ross, you've never been in the street, man. You've never had any street experience to be able to sit there and say anything as in what's real and what's not with the paperwork. You don't know. You just saying what you think. These two right here, they just making assumptions about the paperwork. It's not factual.
That's a fact.
All right, so listen, we're gonna break this down right now. Terry Wallace misstated his home target on the day of engagement wedding. Mr. Wallace is a musician with the name T Grizzly. I began by providing Mr. Wallace with a six-pack lineup to see if he was able to identify any sex with. Mr. Wallace then chose figure number 4. Right? Like this is.
They're saying no, but they were saying that
They're really acting like that's real stuff. wack100 then sent them some stuff, and they're acting like it's real. 6ix9ine, nobody believes anything 6ix9ine says. And if you do, you really need to talk to yourself and find out why. Because he's lied so many times in the public. Yeah, he got on the stand and said, I swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Yes, he did. But he's lied in public so many times. And we know this. So I'm never taking the word from somebody that couldn't take their own accountability and wanted to bring other people in a situation that they created. Because we all know 6ix9ine created the situation he was in. He was running around with an entourage acting like they gonna step on shit. He created that. It all came from his shit. He brought them people around him when that shit happened. They wasn't in the public eye until they got with him. So you were the common denominator of the whole situation, right? And you brought everybody down. You told. So nobody is believing anything that 6ix9ine says. I know I'm not. You know, if you are, hey, I never believe nothing he said because you didn't take accountability. Take the accountability.
they're right. Am I right? They were saying that T Grizzly basically got the guy that robbed him on the phone and recorded him admitting, yeah, I did that.
But what I'm saying is, I could type that up and print it out right now and tell you it's real. So it's like, you've been locked up, right?
Yeah.
You've been locked up. We know you've been locked up. When you get your paperwork, right? The paperwork gets sent to you. You got your paperwork. If you're going to mail your paperwork out because you want it to hit the streets, you got to send it out through an envelope, right? That
Hey, yo.
piece of paper don't have one crease in it. It looked like it came right out.
Hey, yo. Now, this is how they are, though, right? They're like the major paperwork investigators that are online, you know, police to make sure that they get this and get that. But nobody thought about this, right? So I guess whoever sent that paperwork home, right? They sent it in a manila envelope, right? They sent it in a manila envelope. Come on now. Oh, man. But this is something they wasn't going to think about. All they thought about is wack100 said it. And this is how wack100 got the internet and these people so confused. When we know it's lies, but they act like because Wack said it, it's true. In all actuality, what they should be really thinking, if Wack said it, it's a damn lie. Because he's gonna lie on whoever, whenever, to try to make a situation the way he wanted to be. That's the style of wack100, man. Smash that like button.
Out of the printer.
So watch this. 1090J and I be lying, I'm flying. I know a lot of people who follow you in your fan base, a lot of, you know, ex-cons and shit like that. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I was in the feds, right? You got I was in the feds. You got Otisville, you got here you got Fort Diggs, you got Canaan, you got Yazoo, right? You got Allenwood, you got Ole's. I was locked up where people walk the yard with fake paperwork, right or wrong. There's who go make their family print out fake paperwork, right? There's one sheet that you can't fake, and it's the Simpson minutes, right? Even forge their paperwork. So this is what I'm saying. If you in the yard, right? You in the USP.
What does that have to do with you reading fake paperwork. That has nothing to do with your reading that's fake. But this is what Wack does. When you catch him in a lie and you point something out to him, right? You switch it and try to reference to something else. Because now he's referencing into something totally different. What he's saying is that paperwork that you're reading from, that you want to be real, is fabricated. And this is the shit these jokers be doing. Yeah, it's like fake paperwork everywhere. You can't even trust the paperwork from niggas now because they fabricating it quick. They'll make something up. They're not believable now. You know?
And there's walking the yard with fake paperwork, right? Coming back on Rule 35s. You can't pick and choose what paperwork fake, what paperwork, because there's walking the yard right now on a USP compound and walking them yards with fake paperwork. So like I said.
But see, I've never been.
Hey, yo, 6ix9ine is happy to be accepted to this level. You know, he got a certain group of people that done accepted him, right? That they wanted to do interviews, and he feel like, okay, I'm back in the swing. They rocking with me, right? Now, he about to get sentenced, and the judge might give his ass 2-3 years. Who knows? Just because. And, you know, he talking like he ain't about to get no time. You really concerned about everybody else's paperwork and what they got going on, and you got a situation that you about to go get sentenced for. The shit that Wack do, concerned about everybody else, but you got open cases that you got to deal with right now.
Been in the feds, right? So the only thing I can do is I can look at that. That's somewhere in California. And from what I know, I don't know how it is in every city, but in Los Angeles, you can't get an arrest report unless you're the victim or the one that got booked. So for this dude to say, yeah, because I DM'd him, I'm like, hey, this real? He's like, yeah, it's real. But then he deleted the post that he put up when he posted the paperwork.
So you know it was fake. You know it was fake. When they start deleting shit and they want to take it down, you know this fake shit. This is what they do. But you know, they know that it'll grab the attention if they act like they got some paperwork on something. Yeah, to grab everybody's attention. Yo, I got the paperwork, got Wack hollering it. We put it up. Then you find out the work fake and the shit disappeared. Yo, this shit ain't even there no more. If it was real, why didn't he leave it there? Because they know damn well that the shit was fake.
So my thing is this, if homie's locked up and he's the only one that can get the work because he's in there, he would have to mail that out. That paper look like it just got printed out. It doesn't have any signatures. It doesn't have any.
Now let me ask you something. Yo, is he convicted yet? Or he fighting it?
I have no idea.
All right. So if he's not,
Nobody was ever charged. Come on now. Nobody was ever charged. Like, how did it come that the rats act like they have say-so on who's telling in the paperwork? This shit is wild. 2025 has been wild. The rats are acting like they are the paperwork kings. Huh? Nigga, you niggas done told, man. You niggas is lining niggas up. How did y'all really think that y'all are the voice of whose paperwork is out here to be real and who's telling? This shit is wild. It's why you gotta watch who you surround yourself around. Straight up. Because at one point, 6ix9ine was running around here acting like a gangster. Straight gangster. Now, you see who he is. He done revealed himself. He like, fuck it. Hey, man, I'm going to say this person's telling. That person's telling. Man, I own my shit. I'm telling. So it's just okay that he told. But as long as he put other people in the same boat he's in, even if it's a lie, oh, he feel like I can do this. This shit crazy.
Not convicted yet. This is what I'm saying. We love giving the benefit of the doubt to our favorite rappers, right? But if he's not convicted and he was to put out saying, yo, this ratted, they're gonna hit him with another charge called witness tampering. You know that, right? So why he deleted the message is a possibility. So my thing as of now, right?
The case don't even exist, man. The case don't even exist. Nobody has been charged. Huh?
We only talking about this because we talking about where do I categorize Detroit from top to bottom, right? And like toughness. I said, first of all, I look at 42 Doug as a boo-boo, so I don't think Detroit is tough.
Doug don't like me because of the meat shit.
So now listen to me. Listen to me, and people gonna ignore this clip. He brought up T Grizzly. I said T Grizzly got paperwork out. Now everybody like, I don't know if it's real. I don't know this. All right, cool. Let's talk about Big Meech. Big Meech came home on a third-party cooperation. Let's look up how much Big Meech got.
Yo, this nigga here, man. Hey, man. So I guess that's the goal of all the rats. 6ix9ine, wack100s, Troy Abs. This is the goal of the rats. Just to say other people is rats. Fuck it. Man, I'm gonna say this person's a rat, this person's a rat. I wanna make sure that I can try to bring anybody in my world. Y'all are rats, I'm a rat. Just to lie on these niggas, man. This what these niggas is on. Straight up. They just lying on niggas because they know that that's their MO. They don't wanna, be real with it. They like, man, shit. I'ma call whoever a rat just because I gotta have people being a rat with me.
That's sentenced to. Let's look it up.
Oh, you want me to look? Actually, look it up. All right, I'll look it up.
Let's see. That's that don't want to realize. Why do you think when Big Meech came to Miami and had the welcome home Meech party, it got canceled? Why?
A woman was cooperating.
Third party cooperation. Big Meech BMF was telling.
Work it says the woman.
Man, this shit corny. This shit corny, man. This shit corny. I can't lie. This shit corny, man. 2025. The rats are saying who's a rat. Man, this shit, it can't be real. The rats, though, they are the ones who's saying who's a rat. Man, these niggas didn't get no airplay once upon a time. They had no respect. Nobody, gave a F about these people at one time. Now these niggas is like, man, this person's a rat. They slandering people's names with lies. They slandering people's names with straight lies, man. Crazy. Man, that shit crazy, man. Yeah. Straight up. He said, I think it's a sweaty hat, DZ. He on probation, so I don't think he could do any. Hey, listen, these jokers be thinking like, yo, it'll go out my system in a couple days. Take about 2-3 days, it'll be out the system. He just got violated because they got caught with some shit in the house. So he was doing something. Yeah, he just got violated because something was caught in the house. Yeah, they found some type of shit in there. I don't know what it was. They found something in there. So, yeah, he was doing something already. Man, these jokers be thinking that they slick, man. You hear me? They be thinking that they slick. And, they be thinking like, I got to get out of jail free card because I can tell. My credibility telling is good, so I can get out of jail quick. If I got a problem, I'm going to just tell on this nigga, that nigga, and I'm going to get on out the situation. You know what I mean?
Was cooperate. She wasn't a drug addict. She didn't need money. She wasn't facing any time. The only thing she requested was that her cooperation benefited Meech.
That's called third-party cooperation, also known as how cartel bosses get freed. Cartel bosses that go to jail for life, they get people on the street to tell for them. Be like, yo, go be an informant, take down this drug lord leader, and tell the feds, tell the United States Attorney's Office, I want your cooperation to go as a reduction to my time. Again, they're going to...
Meech didn't get a reduction, though. Meech never got a reduction in his time for that. You know, he got his reduction for the laws changing. The laws changed, and a lot of people got reduction. That shit ain't, you know, benefit Meech. But I tell you, boy, these jokers right here, they just put anything on the joker. I tell you, straight up. Yeah, appreciate that super chat, Teflon. Telfon. Meech ain't a rat. 1090 Jake got papers on him and admit to lying, to telling on the CO. You talking about on 6ix9ine? Crazy. Man. This nigga 6ix9ine crazy.
Skip this clip. Again, this is the clip that people don't want to hear. Realize that BMF, he's free because of third-party cooperation. Go tell I'm locked up. I got nothing to tell on no more.
Hey, yo. 6ix9ine, he want everybody to be a rat because he a rat, man. You can clearly see that. You know, if you can't see that, you tripping. You know, he just read some fake paperwork and said T Grizzly was ratting. Now he's saying Big Meech is ratting. He want everybody to be a rat because he a rat. So I can see what he doing, right? I can see exactly what 6ix9ine doing. And I'm going to say this, right? I can see exactly what 6ix9ine doing. He want to say everybody's a rat so that people can feel like, well, you accepted this person, you can accept me. Because nobody accepts 6ix9ine, right? The only people that rock with him is wack100 and a couple of these podcast people that do the podcast with him because they want to get the content off the nigga, right? Vlad, you know, academics, Adam. They want to get the content off the nigga, right? And they using him. So let's just be real, right? They're using 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine, nobody rocks with you. You're being used, right? And manipulated, right? You know, I'm sure you know you charged the hell out of Vlad for the interview, but you're being used altogether. So they really don't rock with you. It's business, you know. And I doubt, you know, from what you did, that you'll never have that. You know, you could try to put a bone on anybody anytime thinking that that's going to work, but I doubt, you know, anybody with common sense, you know, would want to rock with you. Straight up. You know, he said, we ain't even talking about 1090 Jake. The real attorneys on law and crime went over Big Meech paperwork for a whole week. And they say they ain't find nothing saying Meech ratted. Hey, yo. Now, these are the attorneys, right? Attorneys. People that go to school for years for this shit. But you got these old goofy ass people that get on the internet, right? That won't even take their own case to trial. Straight up. All of the people that are saying niggas is ratting, right? Never been to trial. That's the crazy shit. Never been to trial. I don't think 1090 Jake has ever been to trial. We know wack100 has never been to trial. We know Vlad has never been to trial. We know Adam has never been to trial. We know academics has never been to trial. 6ix9ine never been to trial. All of these people that have never been to trial ever, they've never picked a jury a day in their life, but they act like they know the law. These niggas know the law. If you niggas knew the law so much, right? Why you niggas don't fight your cases? Why you niggas don't go to war like a motherfucker that know the law will? You should be able to find a loophole in every situation. Because trust and believe, 95% of the time, there is a mistake made in the case. 95% of the time, there is a mistake that's made. But none of these jokers went to trial. But they know the law very well. And I ain't going for that shit. Straight up. I ain't going for that. Hit that subscribe button, man. Smash that like button.
People already told on my case. You go tell them something brand new so I can come home. Again, they gonna skip this. So let's put Detroit. That's just went all the way down. Put Detroit to the bottom of the bottom.
Let me put. We really putting Detroit to the bottom of the bottom, man. That's crazy.
It was already there.
I'm gonna show Jake what we cooking right now. I'm gonna show Jake what we cook.
Hey, yo, man. Yeah, man. These jokers, man, running around the net, man, acting like people believe them. You know. Hey, I guess, you know, it's entertainment. You know, it's entertainment. People watch them because they, you know, are entertaining, I guess. But ain't nobody with no damn common sense believing wack100, 6ix9ine, none of these jokers, nigga. Yeah. You know, y'all can fool, you know, the people that don't understand it. Yeah, of course. But people that understand it, man, y'all can't fool them, man. Straight up. Hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button, man. Crazy. Yeah. Appreciate that super chat. Facts. Two rats arguing about who's a rat is crazy. Different time we live in. 1090 and 6ix9ine both told through a NTE to the warden and through a federal court. These niggas act like just because they say it is valid. That shit's crazy, man. That shit is crazy. This what the world done came to, man. 2025. You know, because they get on there and say somebody's a rat. You know, I guess they wanted to hold up, man. You know, crazy. Crazy. He said, I don't watch, I just watch certain YouTubers. And he said, hold up. He said, know what they say. Repetition will eventually make someone to believe. Yeah. You right about that. You right about that, man. They running around the internet, though, really acting like their stuff is factual. Nah. And I'm sure, you know, we all know that they'll lie in a heartbeat because they want people to be a part of what they're going through. You know, we know 6ix9ine then cried to the world about him being a rat. Then cried to the world, oh man, they don't want to do no business with me. Straight up. They don't want to deal with me. Oh man. You know, they blackballing me. We know he done cried to the world already. You know, so they want friends, man. They want people to be their friends, man. Shit is crazy. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's the new wave now, man. That's the new wave. Just say everybody telling. It is person telling and that person telling. Yeah.
Okay. So look.
It's like they just wake up in the morning and they looking for a pick. Man, let me see who I can pick. Who can I pick, man? I gotta put somebody on this chopping block with me, man. I can't be alone. Yeah, I can't be alone. Smash that like button and hit that subscribe button, man. Let's see, man. Yeah, 6ix9ine.
Bro, man, get out of some of that.
6ix9ine ain't right. Yeah, you know, nobody wanted to interview 6ix9ine. Nobody wanted to do nothing with him. But eventually, you know, he found his way in. Yeah. He found his way straight in. And they might give his ass some time on this joint. Well, I think they definitely gonna give him some time. It just we don't know how long, but for this violation, I think they definitely gonna give him some time. Yeah. Cause you know, ain't nobody letting you be around them. Straight up. Ain't nobody letting you be around them niggas. Yeah. At all. Let me see, hold up.
All right, No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world, and we have
Smash that like button and hit that subscribe button, man. Let's see what he say on this one right here.
traveled all the way to beautiful Miami to have the first conversation that I've had with 6ix9ine since 2017.
Yes,
How you feeling?
I feel good. First of all, we're in Miami right now
As Steve will do, it's home.
at Steve will do its house. He's probably taking shit, but great guy. Thank you for coming to Miami.
No doubt.
Miami's like, you're from LA, right?
I'm from New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Where the fuck is that?
4 hours from Bushwick.
Oh, for real? Oh, wait.
Like
is
right
it-
outside Boston.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I lived out there for like 7 years, and that's one of our weird coincidences is that the exact area of Brooklyn that I lived in for like 4 years is the exact area where you were working at the bodega. So I might have gone and like bought an iced tea from you at some point.
That's hilarious.
that
I didn't
crazy?
make iced tea, I made smoothies.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I feel good about this because even if we had our differences, you're the reason. Well, you're the reason, and I was telling this to my people before the interview. I said you're the reason, a pretty big reason of destiny
That you got signed.
that I got signed.
Right. Okay.
So you know, early on this interview, I want to address that if you didn't like deny me and
We can get into all that. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So,
But I almost feel like you're giving me too much credit with that because it's like at that point, you already had so much momentum that like, yeah, you got signed by 10K or whatever, but it's like you probably had like 10 other labels that were.
yeah, but no, so that's the thing. We could dive into it now. Me coming to LA was the sole purpose for the No Jumper interview because you were the hottest thing in interviewing all the underground rappers,
Yes.
which is XXX. Who else was hot at that time?
Like early on, you know, Lil Peep, X,
Lil Peep, X,
Suicide Boys.
Suicide Boys. You were doing all those, and I just wanted like one shot at that platform because I knew my demographic. My demographic was underground, 6ix9ine, Pimpin', Shinigami, all that hentai, like like Rage.
Yeah.
It was Rage. So,
Which to people might almost sound confusing because a lot of people got familiar with you at like Gummo, at which point it's like, oh, he's a street
Mainstream,
rapper,
yeah.
gangster rapper, yeah,
It
which is
wasn't-
like, they forget this whole era.
a lot of people that don't know 6ix9ine, where's my camera? That one?
Either way.
A lot of people who don't know 6ix9ine, 6ix9ine was part of the Rage movement.
Yes.
Rage movement means like metal mixed with rap. So an example I could give is like XXX,
His early stuff.
XXX early stuff. Like,
Yeah.
but something that people want to understand right away is like, up. So 6ix9ine made that music,
Yeah.
and we met in New York.
We got to tell the story of us meeting up because there's a vlog out there that like you're like not even really in the thumbnail, but the fans figured it out along the way, so it has like 3 million views or some shit. But like, all right, so this is the memory is that there was a dude named Slosher who
Yo, shout out to Slosher. You know, he's and I want to give this next 20 to 30 seconds to appreciate Slosher.
Shout out to Slosher.
Slosher.
The viral picture of you holding hands with him in the airport.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about.
But I want to give. All right, so the 30 seconds start now because I really want people to appreciate this kid. This kid wasn't part of my day ones, you know what I mean? He was part of like a friend group that grew and like that became in love with the 6ix9ine, right? So Slosher actually gave money to a no money having 6ix9ine for us to fly to LA. So when you like dubbed our interview, when you like didn't answer,
I have no
but let me explain
of this.
I'm giving Slosher his
I'm
flowers
open
real
to the
quick.
possibility that that's true, but I do not remember that
that's
at all.
true.
Oh, okay.
So Slosher, he would receive, I don't know if he wanted me to say this, he would receive like checks every month because his dad was in the military as a veteran.
Oh, okay.
And any son of a veteran who would receive checks, he would get money for. Slosher like gave us money to like eat and stuff like that while we went to LA with like the last $700 we had because we shot a video in a Home Depot for some rapper.
Famous Dex?
No, it was another rapper.
Oh, okay.
It was a rapper from Brooklyn. We shot a video for him in a Home Depot parking lot, edited it real quick, charged him $750. And with those $750, we booked flights to LA from Philadelphia on Spirit, hoping, because we were in communication about it, doing an interview. I was speaking to you through text, but you were like, one respond to me. I'm like, yo, let me just take my shot and go. There's an opportunity to get a no jumper interview.
But we got to talk about when we first met.
Yeah, but I was giving Slosher his flowers.
Okay, so I went to New York for some totally unrelated shit, except I remember I was at Oz Cohen's house, which is Lyra Cohen's house.
Yeah, his son, right?
Yeah, so I'm at his son's house, like smoking weed and hanging out or whatever, talking about music. And so then Slosher had hit me up earlier in the day, wanting to hang out or whatever, because we had kind of been talking online. But
you watched the Slosher music video.
Yes.
That made you want to...
No, but the reason why I initially wanted to f with him is because there was a picture of him in a hot tub with a bitch right here, and he was fingering her.
I shot that video with all the... So for
and
everybody...
there was mad fake pints of lean in there.
No, it was real pints of lean.
Oh, really? Okay.
So for all the people that don't know the context of what he's saying, Slosher, I used to be a videographer. Everyone knows this. 6ix9ine was a videographer before a rapper.
Right.
So I was shooting videos on my Canon 7D.
Okay.
Slosher paid me to do a music video, and I was the one to come up with the concept of the music video. The concept of the music video, the video treatment, everything was on me. So I took him to a motel, you know, like them $40,
Yeah.
4 hours type of music video. So
that's how you got that image.
Yeah, the video that was my whore.
Hey yo. So 6ix9ine got the violation. And when he goes to get sentenced for this violation, when he told they knocked a whole bunch of time off, he did, I think, about like 2 years or something like that, and they let him out. They find a way to get back that time from these type of rats. They let him go knowing they gonna do some goofy shit, and then when they come back, they hand it to him. So he definitely gonna get some time for this violation, but he gonna have more probation, and he gonna get out here and do the same thing again. So when they let these type of jokers out, they go out there, violate, get some time, get probation, violate, get some more time, and they end up getting the time out of them anyway. So they get them to tell to solve the case and still get the time out of them anyway, and they really be thinking they doing something.
Yeah, that was my bitch. Like one of my bitches.
Right. And so then
And I don't want to say her name because like she's like degraded in this video.
She probably got a husband now.
Yeah, she probably got a husband. This was 2017. We're in 2025. That was 8 years ago. She's probably married with kids.
Yeah.
And some guy definitely, like, you know how in the 20s she's whoring out, and in the 30s she's like, don't be that guy. There's somebody that's that guy. Right?
I'm opposed to that though. I think you got to be that guy. You got to turn into a housewife.
Yeah. I'm all for that. So he literally, okay, so I came up with a video treatment for him to be in the motel with all these lean. And shout out 16. I know you're gonna clip this, put this on Instagram. 16 was part of my blow up, you know, and attributed with money. But anyway, long story short, he gave me all the pints.
Okay.
Is that snitching?
But you weren't drinking lean.
No, that's like, that's not. It's
Oh, no,
empty,
but there was-
it's empty pints.
Oh, wait. Okay, because I remember.
All right,
do you remember I interviewed the rapper Dash? And he was talking about
Dash. And Dash was like, his homeboy was 16.
Because there was a famous lean dealer who I have no idea if he's still a lean dealer, but he would say that you would come around and just be kind of lurking and just trying to pick up game and just hanging out even though you didn't drink lean.
How do you be a famous lean dealer? How is that? A famous lean dealer? A famous lean dealer going to jail. But I don't know how that happens though.
Which does sound like
I don't think I was
6ix9ine.
trying to pick up game. I was literally 16 was my friend. Like
Okay.
we like to this day he plays Call of Duty. His username is You Got Robbed. Yeah.
But
so
yo-
anyway, long story short, 16 is a great guy. A close friend of mine. He's the one who gave us the all those pints. And they were real pints.
Okay.
But he's a great guy. He's not a drug dealer or anything. But he literally gave us those pints. I filmed the music video with Slosher. It was in a motel room in a jacuzzi. So that's what you've seen. I filmed that.
And so there's a picture of him, and I posted the picture on Twitter because it just looks so crazy of him with his fingers in the girl in the hot tub. And then he actually got that image printed on a tote bag.
Yeah, and then was
sent it to
walking
the
around with the
store,
tote bags.
And then sent it to me. I thought this was just like the funniest thing in the world that I had a tote bag now with this image on it.
There's a reason why podcasters can turn any topic into an episode. Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is a...
Yeah, man. Smash that like button though. And hit that subscribe button, man. Yeah. Shit crazy. The rats. Yeah, the rats, man. Let me see.
I mean, that is like, it's funny because, you know, you were like in your path to try to make it. You like worked with a bunch of artists that like did not make any sense.
6ix9ine said it's impossible for Spanish rappers to make it. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, they let 6ix9ine in, boy. wack100 and 6ix9ine just alike, boy.
You like worked with a bunch of artists that like did not make any sense for you to be working with. Like the fact that you have a Bodega Bams collab from that era. Like all these different artists.
Shout out to Righteous P. That was all Righteous P moves. Righteous
Smash
P
that
felt
like
was
button.
the
Hit
right
that
way to go.
subscribe
Oh,
button.
yeah. I mean, at that point in your career, you'll do whatever to try to get any kind of attention, right?
Bro, I was so hungry. I was like, I'm gonna make it no matter what. Imagine how much odds are against me. I'm Spanish. I'm not white or black, right? Suicide Boys are what?
White.
White. Puya and them, they could have Latin descent, but they
Yeah.
were really considered white boys,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure.
For sure, right?
We definitely thought of them as white.
Yeah, I thought of them as white.
Bones.
Was white as
People
fuck.
like that, yeah, that was
right?
that era, yeah.
Remember
yeah.
Bones?
Oh,
Bones
yeah.
was like long hair.
Dark.
What-
Staring at the ground.
Yeah. And if you weren't white, you were
that
black.
like button,
ski
man. Hit that
mask,
subscribe
XXX.
button.
So imagine a Mexican kid that's delivering food, all odds against him, no money. Nigga, I had it harder than all of those guys. Because I keep saying it, and people want to ignore the facts. If you're not black, you're not allowed to rap. English. Like people, Bad Bunny, nigga. English rap. Now, no interview has ever contested this and won. I did Vlad twice. I did Danza. I did Trapler Ross. I did Academics. Spanish people are not allowed to rap and not allowed to hip hop. You were born in Bushwick, Brooklyn, right? I mean, New Hampshire, but you, right, Bushwick. How many Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, Colombians, whatever, is born into poverty with hip hop?
I mean, they're right there.
They're right there.
Yeah. But in terms of who
Miami,
people want to listen to,
New York,
it's kind of profound how few Hispanic people have really made it to superstar status in the rap game.
It's hard.
Yeah.
If we can name 100 black people, we could, for the next 5 minutes, just keep naming.
Man, 6ix9ine, weird as shit. Yeah, 6ix9ine, weird as shit, man. Yeah, he weird as shit. The rats that infiltrated everywhere, man. They infiltrated everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, they done infiltrated everywhere, man. Hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button. Let me see, hold up.
Two girls at the same time, and I'm still hurt.
200 times.
200.
Yeah, everybody. This is this right here when Adam first interviewed him. This when Adam first interviewed 6ix9ine.
When we shot the video Pose, I guess Dex seen it because Dex was doing Blade of Wall with Trippy. And Dex had hit me up in DM.
This shit's crazy.
And he was like, yo, this fire, let's link. So I didn't even see that message. My man Rocket was with Dex.
Shout out Rocket the Goon.
Yeah, shout out Rocket the Goon.
10,000 a pint, yeah.
And Rocket was with Dex, and I was just with my man Andrew in his crib. We was editing some shit, and Rocket called me and
Hey, Blue Chicken, ain't that crazy though? Adam had a sponsor of Morgan and Morgan, so that would be crazy though, huh? That would be crazy when you look at that. So he sponsored Morgan, and ain't that who Jay Reed got? That is something. Yeah, that's something right there. Damn. But look at 6ix9ine, right? This is the interview 8 years ago with Adam, right? Shit crazy, man.
and he happened to be with Dex, and Dex was like, yo, let's get up and shit. And we just happened to come to LA before leaving on tour, and we had shot Zeta Zero, and that shit was or that we just knocked that shit out.
Yeah.
And I just released that shit now.
So did you film the scene with Dex in the video like right then?
Yeah, right then and there.
So
yeah,
you had pyrotechnics on hand? You were ready to like light some shit on fire?
Word. Yeah. I just be lighting anything on fire.
Oh, okay.
Real shit. Like, I just be trying to, you know, outdo myself with the videos and shit. My man Trife Drew, do his thing with the videos. I feel like I got the best videos. I got the best videos in America.
You're one of the first dudes like in rap, because I've always kind of known a bit about like videos and video making through like BMX, skateboarding type shit, and I always like thought like, man, it would be so much easier for rap videos to be so much better than they are.
Nah, yeah, everybody do the same shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be in like a mob scene, throwing up gang signs, doing the little gun thing. You know what I mean, with their hands, and everybody want to just be doing the same thing. I don't give people that, you know what I'm saying? I do a lot of different things. I do it differently than other people, and I feel like that's where my fan base is at, because they, you know, they appreciate what I do for them. And I I have like a little bit, you know what I mean, of videos out and songs out.
Let's
But
go.
And there's some crazy shit, bro. You got the Street Fighter video where you're damaging your opponent, Jay Stash, the whole time and shit. That shit was crazy.
Nah, he won the first round.
Oh,
I let him
okay,
win-
okay.
I let him win the first round.
Right.
And yeah, shout out J Stash. And yeah, the Tekken.
Yeah,
we did the
because I
Tekken.
was watching it today, and it halfway through, I realized that every single time one of you got like some good bars off, that the other person's life meter went down, and I'm like, that is the craziest shit. I've watched that video like 2-3 times, and I never noticed that till then.
Now, yeah, a lot of people haven't watched that video. But you know what I mean, with that video, Exodia, I just, you know, try to like outdo my last video. So
Right.
every video I try to outdo myself.
When did you actually start rapping, like in your mind? When did this whole journey begin?
Well, I started rapping for fun, to be honest with you. I didn't really want to be a rapper or whatever. I just started making music because everybody was just like, yo, you look mad cool, like, you know what I mean?
So you had some wild style going on before that?
Yeah, like,
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if you ever saw this viral picture of me.
Oh,
had
yeah,
like
I know.
a pussy eater
Yeah,
shit.
and it said HIV or STD and everything, right?
HIV, STD, and I had the 6ix9ine on my back.
So was that before you were rapping?
Before.
Oh,
and that's why
okay.
everybody always like, yo, he doing the 6ix9ine shit for him. And he doing all this 6ix9ine shit now, but I've been doing that shit. That shit been a lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so
When
that's
did
some
the
shit we
6ix9ine thing become a thing though? Because you have it tattooed on your body probably what, like a couple dozen times?
Nah, it's over like 200 times.
200,
Word.
Jesus.
Over 200
Oh
times.
my
Word.
God. Okay.
Yeah.
The biggest ones, well, the most noticeable one's the one on your face.
Yeah, the one I just
Easily,
got on my face.
and that's new, right?
Word. Yeah, it's
Oh,
new.
it's still peeling a little bit.
Yeah, it's peeling.
Oh, that's brand new.
Word.
So what's 6ix9ine mean to you? Is this your crew at a certain point, or?
Yeah, 6ix9ine is just a lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? And it has to do a lot with how I came up, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too much into what 6ix9ine is, you know what I'm saying, right now. But just I want people to really like understand. So I'm gonna let them know who I am first before they get to understand the 6ix9ine, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's like a whole, it's part of me, you know what I mean? And it's part of my people, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a lifestyle.
So when you first had that, was that your first viral thing? Was when you had that photo of you wearing that outfit and people just started going crazy over it?
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
I've been going viral forever. You know what I mean? Crazy part is that I have so many different Instagrams, bro. Like I'm the king of getting my Instagram deleted.
Oh, I bet.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is my Andrew. What is it? Like my 5th Instagram.
11.
I ain't gonna lie. I got my Instagram deleted so many times. And everybody know who Tekashi 6ix9ine is.
Always naked girls or what?
Always naked girls. Me pedigreeing girls. You know what I'm saying? Me catching head. You know what I mean? From girls and shit. And I was always that nigga going viral. You know what I'm saying? And people like, yo, like this kid crazy, this kid wow. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like all that shit's not brand new. I've been doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? I just calm down because everybody want to be, you know, everybody just want to do shit that I already did. So
Well,
like,
once
you know what I mean?
you want to calm down at a certain point with the getting head on Instagram and everything, because at a certain point it's like, oh, this Instagram is a big way that I'm promoting my music, and I'm gonna lose that shit if I keep getting my dick sucked. I know, because I just had my Snapchat deleted because I got my dick sucked by 2 girls at the same time, and I'm still hurting off that shit.
Nah, you burning?
No, not like that. Hurting like, damn, I was getting 65,000 views, and now it's been months, and I'm at 50K views.
Damn.
I mean, it is what it is. I don't give a fuck about Snapchat like that anyway, but, you know, it was weird. So, all right. So, at that time, though, were you just like, what were you doing with your life when that photo went viral? And did that lead into you to start rapping?
Hold up.
This.
Okay. Yeah, you know, most of these jokers, they definitely gonna tell. Hold up. Let me see here. Hold up. Hit that subscribe button. Let me see, hold up. Okay. Yeah, so 6ix9ine is concerned about everybody else. He should be worried about that sentence he about to get, but he worried about everybody else and not his own shit. Yeah. Hold up. Yeah, we all know 6ix9ine, straight rap, man. Straight rap.
The 6ix9ine, that pussy eater shit.
Yeah, that one photo.
Weed, like we
Okay.
just started selling weed.
Story right there.
So I just started bugging, and
But you can see how he act today from versus how he act then. You know, you definitely can see that. How he acted today from how he acted then.
and I always followed him after, like, I never went to high school. So when my brother
Ever?
was in high school, nah, never.
What, you just stopped going in what grade?
I stopped going in 8th grade. I got expelled in 8th grade, but I did go to high school orientation.
What did you do in 8th grade?
I don't know.
To get expelled?
Oh, to get expelled? I don't know. I literally forgot what happened, but I remember the dean, it was called Mr. Jackson, and he called my mom and said that my pops died in 8th grade, and I remember blacking out. I would black out, like, you know what I'm saying?
In terms of like rage?
Yeah, and rage. Like,
Really?
so I'm like, my pops died in 8th grade, and I just started bugging in school.
How'd he pass away?
He got murdered
Really?
a block away. Yeah, word. He got murdered a block away from my crib.
And do you know what it was about?
Nah, I really don't know. I was 13. I was waiting for my pops to come back home. He never came home.
Wow. And so how'd this affect you at the time?
Bro, like, you know what I mean? I don't want to talk about it, but
It was tough, yeah.
word, like, where shit get real. Yeah, word.
Damn, bro. That's a fucking crazy ass story right there.
So I just started bugging, and I got expelled from school, and I just stopped going to school because I had to help my mom, you know, pay the rent and shit. My mom is like, she not disabled, but she disabled like where she can't work. You know what I'm saying? So I just, you know, I just gotta help my mom.
So you became the man of the house super young? And
Yeah.
what did you do to make some money?
I became a busboy.
Oh,
My
okay.
first job was a busboy, and I got.
His first job was a bus boy. Yeah, hold up. Yeah, man, these niggas, boy, these rats, boy. Hold up, man. Let me see, hold up. Let's see this one.
You know what I consider mad fake? I feel like people support you when you die. Where was all the fake love when you was alive? Why everybody want to support you when you die?
I got an answer for that.
Why?
Hold up.
You know what I consider mad fake? I feel like people support you when you die. Where was all the fake love when you was alive? Why everybody want to support you when you die?
I got an answer for that.
Why?
I love Pop Smoke, but some of his songs I never knew about.
That's not an excuse.
Hold on.
That's not an
I
excuse.
didn't know about it, and when he died, I made it an effort to go listen to his music. A lot of music out.
But this is my thing. If you're a fan of something, why take somebody to die in the same situation with X, with Nipsey Hussle? Why y'all giving him a Grammy after he died?
Okay, all right, I hear where you go.
Why you giving somebody a Grammy after they're dead? You fuck with them or clickbait and likes and want to be likable? Like, why you giving somebody so talented a Grammy after they die? Why you giving them 200K sales after they die when they should have been getting it when they was alive?
We don't appreciate what we think we got forever.
That's and the same shit with X. Don't show all that fake love. Listen, my thing it is with this is real shit, right? I don't give a fuck who you are. If you a rapper,
Yo,
right? If
this
you're a
shit
rapper
just be funny.
and you got security with you, that shit do not make you pussy. Cause the moment you get shot up and you die, the moment somebody shoot you, you know what's the next thing they gonna say? Where was his security? Why you not with security? But the moment you be seen with security is you pussy. Explain that to me.
Is the catch-22 a rap?
Hear me.
It's catch-22. You can't win.
Listen, you can't win. Listen, you get killed, you don't have no security with you. Everybody saying, where's your security? Where's your security? Where's your armed guards? But the moment you roll around with security, you pussy. If you was with security, you wouldn't be dead. So what you rather, roll with security or be dead?
Well, me, I'm not no gangster. I love security.
Give me security.
No, I love security. No.
Because the moment you now with security, everybody's saying you should have had security. The moment you got security, they say you pussy.
Let me ask you a question though.
Yeah.
So when you see, and by the way, these are such unfortunate deaths. We love X. We love Nipsey.
Yo.
Hold on. We love Pop
Look,
Smoke. We love
when
Pop
X
Smoke.
died?
X died, I believe, June 2018. I remember the day. It was like it's like a nightmare still to this fucking day.
Yo. We call him later?
Yeah, we'll call him later. We'll call him later. We'll call him later. Bet.
Alright.
We'll call him later.
Yo. Look.
Yeah, nah.
You know.
Go ahead.
Yo, what the fuck we was talking
This
about?
shit got you sidetracked.
Oh, no, look. XXX wrote me, right? XXX wrote me. When he wrote me. Oh, XXX wrote me.
First time I made y'all speak, because, you know, he wasn't talking to you because...
He feel like I stole, yeah.
No, he didn't want to talk to you because
Look
he was
at,
cool.
look, and this is my brother X. I'm gonna zoom up so y'all won't see, right?
Block that number up. Block that number up.
Yeah, no, it's right here, Look what X's last message was to me.
It's twisted
blurry?
around. No, it's twisted around, so they're seeing it backwards. So you got to read it to them. Just read it to them. They see it. They can flip it around, but just read it to them.
They can't see it?
No, it's flipped on their screen. Just read it.
He said, all right, go ahead.
It said, yo, be safe, okay? Never let your guard down.
What it said?
Be safe, okay? Never let your guard down. The message before that says, when you get out, move smarter, more patient, and more relaxed.
So X was looking out for me, telling me, yo, move smarter. Matter of fact, X said this, don't let your guard down. Same thing with Pop Smoke, Nipsey Hussle. You don't move with security, you're pussy. You need to change the fucking game. If you with security, doesn't make you pussy. It makes you smart. Because if X, who's my friend, would have had security, we would have had a legend in the making still living.
100%.
But if Pop Smoke don't got no security, where's security? Where? But if you have security, yo, Pop, yo, you supposed to be from the hood. Like, why you got the... It's always them dumb, retarded hood niggas. Yo, bro, nah, that's a fact, bro. Like, yo, bro, nah, look, son, yo, boy, you got us, boy.
Hold on, I ain't gonna let you... And by the way, as soon as you mentioned X, I could just feel emotion, like, overwhelm me a little.
Yeah, because look at his last message.
Nah, I get it.
His last message,
I get it.
be safe, okay?
But I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because when you first just came out, I remember specifically when one of the first times I was around you, like, you know, we all kick in the studio, and that's the first thing I said. Yo, y'all got all these people around him, but where is his security?
Yeah.
He needs security.
And it's what X? It's what X?
No, I'm talking about you, nigga.
Oh, yeah.
Early on.
Yeah.
I remember somebody said, yeah, he might get security when he go out of town, but
this is my thing.
What he said? But in New York, he says he don't want no security because this is the city.
Yeah.
Do you regret that? This was early on. This was super early on.
Nah, yeah. I didn't feel like I needed security in my city. I feel like I didn't need security in my city. But it goes to show how much security is important in today's world. Because your life could be taken like this. What's that song Pop Smoke said? God could give you everything but take it in a second?
Yeah, nah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yo, nigga, if you got security, it don't make you pussy, you heard? It don't. Right now, your favorite rapper could be deceased right now because he wants to satisfy you and for y'all to believe that he don't need security because he's street. Everybody needs security because there's haters like y'all, not everybody, but like y'all that's hating and waiting like, yo, when is 6ix9ine gonna slip? When is 6ix9ine not gonna be with security? When is 6ix9ine not gonna be with somebody? And bam, nigga. So y'all can make fun of me? Dub, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? Facts?
That is facts, man. I just think about all the ones we lost. You know, I'm still upset that Pop Smoke murder ain't solved. And I'm a civilian, so when I see shit like that happen,
You think it's because Corona?
Nah, I don't know. I don't know the details of that. I think Pop Smoke killers, the fact that the fact that they're not behind bars and we don't even have suspects, like this shit's so hazy to me. Like that fucks me up in trying to like even deal with it as somebody who, you know, I'm not even family. I'm not even a close friend. You feel me? At least with X, we know what that is. You know what I mean? Them niggas, they gonna rot in jail. That's facts.
That's a fact. So like I said, I'ma say it again. I'ma make this real clear, right? For all of y'all internet gangsters. I'll make this real clear. Look in my eyes. Look in my eyes.
This shit's crazy.
I know they type chinky, but look at them shits.
This shit's crazy.
If you have security, do not make fun of your favorite artist for having security. Because the moment they don't got security and they get shot, it's way of security. You can't win with these internet. Nigga, I'm the biggest troll in the world. I'm the biggest troll. And I'm out beating y'all by every fucking second. Because the moment somebody shoot me in the back of the head, the moment somebody shoot me in my face, the moment somebody shoot me in my chest.
Hold on. No, hold on.
Alright, but the moment somebody shoot me, you know what it is?
Let me ask you a question.
Where's security?
Speak death away from you.
Nah, that's a fact. But I gotta let niggas know because the moment their favorite artist gets shot is where security. But don't make
6ix9ine is annoying as shit though.
You get me? They don't fuck with me. It's neither here nor there.
Yeah, 6ix9ine is annoying as shit.
Whatever you think about 6, he did the same to the rap game. I can't even lie to you. And by the way, his label, they're very dope. I don't know, other than that billboard they got for you, I don't know $1 they've spent in radio promotion. Or no, in marketing. You've been the person who's made your career go on. It's the era of the artist, the individual taking ownership. Salute to Tory, who's now independent. Salute to Russ, now independent. These people are realizing what the game is.
I love how Tory got independent and wanted that for his kids. I don't know Russ. I never spoke to Russ.
Great dude.
But I love how Russ tries to show the fans. Yo, listen.
Yo, hold on.
Listen, hold on. For all you fans
they spam L's when
look for all you fans that got 300 followers, 1,000 followers and down, 9,000 followers and down. Try to understand that these rappers are trying to show you the game. We're giving you free game. I don't have to show you. I don't want you to be bigger than me. I don't have to show you. I'm trying to tell you. The industry is rigged. Goober's platinum?
Platinum.
That was mad quick, right?
That was pretty quick.
Is Trolls gold?
Absolutely. It's about to be platinum.
It's about to be platinum. What the fuck I gotta tell y'all niggas how the game... I'm trying to help you. The game is rigged. I'm telling you the game is rigged. Understand that. Yo, add somebody.
All right. I'm going to add somebody. Whoever requests, how does this go? Is it this? No, that's questions. We're not doing questions. Go live with...
Kill anybody. Just random.
Hey, whoever comment right now, just be like, add me. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to add you right now. This nigga say you want an intellectual conversation. Wow. This is what happens.
The baby don't know Spanish, so the baby. Granted, the baby can release a Spanish record. They will go.
Yeah, 6ix9ine just ignores me. That shit annoys the shit out of me. Yeah, his whole I couldn't hear that shit all the time. Yeah, I don't know how people used to just listen to the music and shit. That shit's fucking annoying. For real. Yeah, that shit's fucking annoying. Yeah. Yeah, that one was annoying. Let's see here.
Hey. Truck brought them signed to the same label. And Nuke Ajman Mac has the brown suit on.
It's only
distinctly for the benefit of everybody in this large courtroom. Counsel, you may inquire.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Mr. Hernandez.
How you doing?
Mr. Hernandez, how old are you?
23.
Do you go by any other names?
Yes.
6ix9ine testifying.
Takashi 6ix9ine.
It's 6ix9ine testifying.
DANIEL space HERNANDEZ.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Hernandez. I'll ask you to please keep your voice up and speak slowly and distinctly for the benefit of everybody in this large courtroom. Counsel, you may inquire.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Mr. Hernandez.
How you doing?
Mr. Hernandez, how old are you?
23.
Do you go by any other names?
Yes.
What are those?
Takashi 6ix9ine. Hicks. Yeah.
Mr. Hernandez, where were you born?
Bushwick, Brooklyn.
How far did you go in school?
About the 10th, 11th grade or so, like that.
What? Mr. Hernandez, are you currently in federal custody?
Yes, sir.
Approximately when did you start living in federal custody?
About November 18, 2018.
What were you arrested for?
Racketeering charges, violent crimes, shootings, drug distribution.
At some point, did you decide to cooperate with the government?
Yes.
When did that happen?
A day after, November 19th, the day after we was taken down.
In connection with your cooperation, have you pleaded guilty to certain crimes?
Yes.
What crimes did you plead guilty to?
I believe there was 9 counts of racketeering, shootings, and drug distribution.
Now, you listed racketeering as one of the crimes to which you pleaded guilty. Were you a member of any gang?
Yes, sir.
What was the name of the gang that you were a member of?
The non-trade bloods, non-trade blood.
Approximately when did you become a member?
Around, I would say November of 2017.
What sorts of things did 9 trade members do?
I'm sorry?
What sorts of things did 9 trade members do?
We participated in a lot of, violent crimes, robberies, assaults, drugs, sorts of that nature.
Mr. Hernandez, do you recognize anyone in the courtroom who was a member of 9 Trey when you were a member?
Yes.
Who do you recognize? And if you could identify that person, could you identify where they're sitting in an article of clothing that that person may be wearing?
Hoff, Anthony Ellison has a gray suit on. And Nuke Ajimai Mac has the brown suit on with the white thing on his head.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that the witnesses identified Mr. Mack and Mr. Ellison?
Yes, the record reflects that Mr. Hernandez, in sequence, identified Mr. Ellison and then Mr. Mack.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Hernandez, we'll turn back to 9 Trey in a minute. Before we do, I'd like to ask you some questions about your life before 9 Trey. Where'd you grow up?
I was raised and lived Bushwick, Brooklyn.
Where'd you go to school?
For elementary, I went to PS 59. For middle school, I went to Walmart Campos. For elementary, I went to PS 59. Middle school, Walmart Campos, and high school, for the time being, went to Legacy High School. Legacy High School.
Did you work?
Yes.
What'd you do?
I started working at I want to say the age of 13. My first job was at the Greenpoint Youth Court. It's a job that handles like misdemeanor cases for youth, where the youth acts in like a bailiff, judge, jury, youth advocate, community advocate type of thing. I did that about for 2 months.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to cut you off. I think you are speaking so close to the mic that you're blurring some of your words. Maybe move back a tiny bit from the mic and keep your voice up and keep speaking slowly. Thank you.
So I did that for about a year. I didn't make a lot of money doing that, so I started working with my brother, busting tables. I did that for about a year and a half. Then I did a job at a grocery store named Stay Fresh and Grow, where I worked as a delivery boy. I did that about for 2 years. I worked up to register. Shortly after that, I landed another busboy job. And then after that, became a rapper.
So you said that you started a music career, is that right?
Yes.
Approximately when did that happen?
I'll say around 2014.
And how did it come about?
Smash that
at the
like
store
button,
I
hit that
was working,
subscribe button.
Stay Fresh and Grow. There was a guy under the name Peter Rogers, always coming there, buy a tea and like a tilapia, some peanuts, stuff like that. He asked me if I made music and if I rapped. And I was like, no. And he was like, well, you know, got the image for it, look cool. I was like, you know, I took it in consideration and we started making music from the deli.
And again, this is around 2014?
Yes, sir. Like late 2014, like September.
So when you started making music in around 2014, what type of music were you making?
It was more of like a rock and roll rap.
Approximately how many records or songs did you release?
8, I believe. I believe around 8.
Did you go on any tours?
Yeah.
Where did you tour?
Eastern Europe. I toured in Bratislava, Slovakia. Prague, Czech Republic. Brno, Czech Republic. St. Petersburg, Russia. And Moscow.
Were you making any money at this time as a metal rap performer?
I mean, for all those shows, I made about like $2,000 profit. I did it just for the experience.
Now, Mr. Hernandez, did there come a time when the type of music that you recorded changed?
Yes.
Approximately when did that happen?
It changed in September of 2017.
Now, directing your attention to September 2017, did there come a time when you filmed a music video in Brooklyn?
Yes, sir.
Where in Brooklyn?
Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, on Madison, between Tompkins Avenue and True.
Do you remember the address?
I believe, I want to say it's 370 Madison.
370?
370.
Ms. Harney, can we please pull up for the witness what's been marked for identification as Government Exhibit 202?
This shit right now crazy.
Mr. Hernandez, do you see Government Exhibit 202?
Yes.
What is that?
370 Madison.
Is that a photograph of 370 Madison?
Yes, sir.
Does it fairly accurately depict the way 370 Madison looked?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, the government offers Government Exhibit 202.
Any objection? None, Your Honor. No objection. Proceed.
May we publish it, Your Honor?
Yes.
So you filmed the music video in front of 370 Madison?
Yes, sir.
What was the name of that song?
Gummo. Gummo. Gummo.
This morning we can take down the
October, around October, Gummo became an instant sensation. It was a sensation. It went.
How did you come up with the name Kuda?
Kuda.
If we could go just a little before starting out, I'm sorry. We start at 19 seconds. Play it. Stop. Mr. Hernandez, in the middle of the screen, who's depicted there?
Seiko Billy.
And behind Seiko Billy, I'm sorry, are you on the right side of the screen here? Are you depicted on the right side of the screen? Is that your arm?
That's my hair, yeah, my arm.
And behind you, who's behind you? Behind your arm. And this one, maybe we can play.
Yes. Billy Otto.
Billy Otto?
Yeah.
Now, this morning, if we go to 30 seconds in the video. Who's depicted here, Mr. Hernandez?
The guy in the red jacket, blue and white. It's Midnight.
And who's Midnight?
Midnight, from my understanding, when I was first introduced to Entree, was he was the one who held the big homie status in Smurf Village, in the housing project right across the street from Kuda.
Was he a 9 trade member?
Yes, sir.
And by big homie, does that mean he had high-ranking status?
From my understanding, yes.
Thank you, Ms. Marnie. We can take down 609. And if we could pull up, please, 609T. And zoom in on the lyrics. And you're at this point, the jury.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn now to 609T in your binders.
Mr. Hernandez, the first line, N-word running out they mouth, but they never pop out. What is that?
Well, the whole paragraph, it speaks about, well, the first line actually is about, I wanted to address all the controversy that was going on after Gummo was released. A lot of people really didn't understand it.
Didn't understand what?
They didn't understand how, I guess a kid with rainbow hair could be affiliated with non-trade bloods, and it just didn't mix. So, the first line is N-word running out their mouth, but they never pop out. Just in general speaking, like people, if you replace N with people running out their mouth, but they never pop out. So that's what I meant by it.
And again, what was the genesis of Kuda? Why did you make Kuda? Was it
6ix9ine told everything. Yeah, let me see here. 6ix9ine told everything, man. Let me see here. Yeah, man. See, man gets out the jail went to finding cash. And this nigga called
a man busted with a kilogram of
Yeah, you got caught with some work right here. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on.
Cocaine and more than $1 million. A man busted with a kilogram of cocaine and more than $1 million in cash was sentenced today in Kent County Court.
News 8's Duncan McLean in the studio tonight, live with the details on that arrest and the fate of the defendant.
Brian Sue, 42-year-old Antonio Cruz, will serve 13 to 30 years in prison for the cocaine charge, plus 2 additional years for a felony firearm charge, after an undercover investigation led to his arrest and the search of his drug house, turning up what could be the largest cash seizure in Grand Rapids police history.
And I want you to think about and realize and understand that this isn't even a use amount. This is an amount that destroys lives of many others in the community.
Judge Clay West emphasizing the impact of Antonio Cruz's drug possession and dealing after sentencing him on 2 counts related to a long, multi-agency investigation last year. Cruz, emotional in the courtroom before the sentence was handed down.
I just apologize, Your Honor, and I'm sorry.
A probe into Cruz's activity began when an informant told police that a man later identified as Cruz would make regular trips to Chicago to pick up cocaine to sell in the Grand Rapids area. An undercover officer conducted 2 controlled buys of cocaine between April and September of last year from Cruz while keeping tabs on his trips to Chicago. He was arrested during a traffic stop on September 3rd, 2024, triggering the search of his house on Berwyn Avenue near Porter Street in Wyoming. Police found $34,000 in a Mickey Mouse backpack, another $34,000 inside a silver shoebox, nearly $100,000 along with cocaine in a blue duffel bag, and 6 heat-sealed plastic bags, each containing at least $100,000. All told, the cash seized was almost $1.2 million, enough of a sum that Cruz told police the day he was arrested, quote, "They're going to put 2 bullets in my head, and they're going to kill me. They're going to kill my kids." Cruz pleaded guilty on the drug and gun charge, neither his first offenses.
Looking at your background, I see a history of drug convictions and daily cocaine use. 5 prior felonies, 1 prior misdemeanor, 4 prior terms of jail, 4 prior terms of probation, 1 prior term of prison.
The 2-year felony firearm sentence and 13 to 30 drug sentence will be served consecutively, and Cruz is already credited with 429 days served on that firearm charge. Now, as for what happens with that $1.2 million in cash, Mr. Cruz did not contest its forfeiture, so that all goes to the Grand Rapids Police Department to be split between the assisting agencies that responded.
A man busted.
I know he's sick. Yeah. I know he's sick. Yeah, I know he's sick. Got a straight bit to do, money gone, everything. Yeah, I know he's sick. Let me see here. Let me see here, hold on. Somebody sent me this. Hold up.
You heard I was doing good out there. I was not selling.
Hold up. Let's see what this one say here, hold up.
You heard I was doing good out there. I was not selling drugs. I was doing none of that. I was trying to get my life on track, man. You know, I'm sorry. Please don't send me to 13 years. Please don't.
It's just because I gave you more opportunities. I'm talking right now. Oh, you don't, do you? This is how you behave. You deserve every month that you get.
This is convicted drug lord Jose.
Hold up. Okay, everybody, I want to say Superfly, her granddaughter had surgery today, and we want to ask the Lord to keep the angels around her and get her through this hard time. She had heart surgery, so we want to pray for her to have a speedy recovery and keep the angels around her. Serious situation.
Jose Gouveia Jimenez. Police say that Jimenez was working with a Mexican cartel to operate a heroin trafficking operation that brought as much as 100 kilos of the drug into Columbus every month. The investigation resulted in the seizure of 25 kilos of heroin, which was worth a whopping $2.5 million. Jimenez pleaded guilty to 2 counts of trafficking, along with 1 count of engaging in a corrupt activity, and is appearing at the Franklin County Courthouse today for sentencing. Far from the heights of his glory days as the ringleader of a Columbus drug operation, Jimenez shuffles into the courtroom wearing khaki prison-issued scrubs. However, he hasn't completely lost his sense of steely command as he shoots a quick, icy stare at the narcotics investigators who are in court to see their hard work come to fruition. Assistant Prosecutor Dan Stanley begins the hearing by making Jimenez's high-ranking position within the operation abundantly clear.
This is the ringleader of an organization that is so fear-inspiring that the people who come here from Mexico refuse to testify against it because they know that as soon as they are born, their family will be murdered in Mexico.
He also speaks of the fear-inducing power of the cartel and the difficulties this poses when trying to obtain convictions against gang members. All the while, Jimenez maintains his stance, standing bolt upright while glaring into the distance. A female witness, who's not shown on camera to protect her identity, gives evidence to the court about how she helped Jimenez to store and move heroin in the Columbus area.
He was bringing me the drugs to my house.
What kind of drugs?
Heroin.
How much?
1 kilo, and the last time 2 kilos.
Watch Jimenez as she testifies. You'd be forgiven for thinking he was a statue, but if you look closely, you'll see that he does in fact blink. The ringleader has been stone cold up until now, and his lack of remorse is about to get clearer as he addresses the court through an interpreter.
This has been overblown,
Y pido perdón por lo que yo he hecho.
and I apologize.
Jimenez stands and expresses some form of apology curtly in Spanish, looking as if he's choking on every word. His translator manages to make his words sound more human in English. However, Judge Kimberly Cocroft isn't buying any of his feeble regret, and she takes him to task on his claims that his accountability has been inflated by the prosecution team.
I'm surprised to hear you saying today that your participation is overblown.
The judge reminds him sharply that she informed him of his statutory requirements for a conviction before jailing Jimenez for 21 years in prison. She also orders that the drug baron be deported immediately upon discharge.
I was very intentional about explaining to you the statutory requirement for conviction.
Jimenez shows no reaction to the fact that he will be approaching 70 when he's released, and instead just saunters from the courtroom with an expression of disdain on his face. Jimenez's total lack of emotion is unnerving, and as we see in the next case, Dexter Lee Williams shows a similar level of catatonic coldness. However, in Williams' case, someone else is getting worked up on his behalf.
We talking about from me, Judge. You're holding what I said against my client.
I'm talking to Mr. Williams. I've heard everything.
Right, but you're holding, no, what other accusations? He didn't testify, so you're holding what I said.
I've heard everybody.
The 53-year-old kingpin is just about to be sentenced at Houston County Superior Court after being convicted on 3 counts of violating the Racketeer and Corrupt Organizations Act. The conviction stems from drug trafficking charges brought against Williams, who police said was leading a multi-million-dollar trafficking operation between Mexico and Atlanta. When taken into custody, he had 39 kilos of cocaine in his possession, worth an estimated $3.5 million. Here he is talking and laughing to himself in the back of the police car following his arrest.
They thought me that fast. I should have never walked into that fucking house.
Sentencing Williams is Judge Bo Adams, and he has some strong words for the defendant, who sits impassively in his seat.
case. It's not a mere possession case. It's not a mere struggle that you have with an addiction that you personally have. It is not that. You are, I would say, you are feeding the addiction that they're battling with, and you are profiting from their addiction.
While Williams might be unmoved by Judge Adams, his defense attorney, Wanda Jackson, is growing noticeably agitated by the judge's words, and she sighs and leans back irritably in her seat.
You were convicted not because the court is underhanded or corrupted or is corrupt or anything like that.
And it seems that the penny finally drops for the defendant. The sentencing is not going well for him. He shares a look with Wanda Jackson. And what happens next is something you don't see too often in a sentencing hearing. Williams continues to stare on without emotion. Wanda Jackson has heard enough and incredibly takes issue with Judge Adams.
We talking about for me, Judge, you're holding what I said.
I'm talking to Mr. Williams. I've heard everything.
Right, but you're holding, what other accusations? He didn't testify, so you're holding what I said.
I've heard everybody. I've heard it all.
Who else said?
I've heard it all. I've heard it all. It's my time.
She attempts to scold him for insinuating that her defense case was filled with wild accusations. But the judge cuts her off and goes on with his speech.
Mr. Williams, you're convicted not because I'm corrupt or underhanded, or law enforcement is racist, or the jury had unauthorized contact with witnesses. You're convicted because you're guilty. That's the plain and simple truth of it. The evidence showed that, the wiretaps show that, and at the end of it all, I find that I would say you should be sentenced for your involvement, your participation in this racketeering enterprise, and you're acquiring significant sums of money.
Jackson, however, remains unimpressed and can be seen gesturing with her hands and huffing. Judge Adams ultimately sentences Williams to a total of 40 years without parole, and even the prospect of spending the rest of his life in prison isn't enough to stir a reaction from the stone-cold dealer.
And at the end of it all, for count one, I will sentence Mr. Williams to 20 years to serve. Count two, I will sentence him to 20 years. And that will be consecutive to count one, and I'm going to require that be served. 20 years to serve. Count three, I already indicated that is merged with count one. So that'll be the sentence of the court.
Jackson is less than pleased, though, and she gathers her things and stands to leave before the judge has a chance to finish speaking.
So that'll be the sentence of the court as a result of...
Thank you, my excuse.
All right.
For Williams, it was the allure of power and money that drew him to trafficking. But as we see in the case of Wallace Bigger, not all dealers live a lavish lifestyle.
I believe the judge is biased, and I said for that from the start, Andrew Tommy would not to be a fair trial.
Police say that Bigger moved a significant pipeline of prescription drugs through Antrim County in northern Michigan over the course of a number of years. The operation involved obtaining thousands of morphine pills and other controlled medications from a doctor in Saginaw, which were then sold by Bigger from a number of locations across the county. However, despite bringing in more than $20,000 from the spoils of his illegal trade, Bigger barely got by, living in practical squalor in a camper van on his daughter's driveway. Throughout his trial, the 71-year-old remained defiant, protesting his innocence and berating his legal counsel and the criminal justice system as a whole. He tried to fire his lawyer on a number of occasions and claimed that he was framed by law enforcement officials. He was eventually convicted of conducting a criminal enterprise, the most serious charge possible under Michigan's racketeering laws. Today, Bigger is appearing before Judge Philip Rogers for sentencing. The judge doesn't hold back as he lays out the elderly drug lord's trashy living conditions and resentful nature.
To live a big lifestyle where you're sitting out next to the cement pond with the BMW parked in the driveway? No, you weren't. You lived a pretty crummy lifestyle, time to time, in a camper in your daughter's front driveway, but it didn't stop you from being manipulative. It didn't stop you from abusing other people.
Bigger is less than pleased, and when he approaches the podium to speak, what he has to say shocks the court.
I did not sell drugs, and I had built nothing.
Maintaining his brazen pretense, the drug dealer continues to feign innocence. He then goes on to complain bitterly about his lawyer and even goes as far as to accuse Judge Rogers of being biased, repeating his claim that he did not get a fair trial.
I believe the judge is biased, and And I said right from the start, Andrew County would not to be a fair trial. And I did not get a fair trial. And I got a screwy lawyer.
The prosecution team disregards his dubious claims, arguing that he was the main pill dealer in Antrim County as they appeal to the judge for the harshest sentence possible. They want to use Wallace Bigger to set an example for any other would-be dealers.
He was the primary provider of morphine during that time period within Antrim County. He kept going back to Saginaw and was getting 800 pills a month, bringing them back here. It is something at the high end of the guidelines, and the consecutive nature will send a message to anybody that may want to fill that vacuum that regardless of your age, there is a consequence if you are caught trafficking this quantity of controlled substance.
Judge Rogers ultimately sentences Bigger to a minimum of 20 years in total, meaning he will likely never see the light of day again.
I am sentencing you to 180 to 360 months on charge number 1. On charge 2, the controlled substance delivery charge, 23 to 240 months. Charges 3 and 4, 23 to 240 months. And then maintaining a drug house, 16 to 24 months. And on conducting the criminal enterprise, that's 50 to 240 months.
Most drug lords like Bigger are convicted for possessing illegal substances with the intent to distribute, and rarely face any charges in relation to the effect that their drugs have on their vulnerable customers. However, occasionally, dealers are held to account for the consequences of their actions. And
Stop. Stop.
I'm sorry for having your underfoot.
after the attack, a severe...
Stop. 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 Stop.
I'm sorry for having your underfoot.
Just stop.
Keep you like in prison.
I made my ruling.
I'm not just some gangbanger that she tried to portray me as.
It was so very hard for me to tell a 5-year-old his dad would never come home.
I don't regret the only thing that regret is that he was killed too. I wish I killed more of those motherfuckers.
Our whole world was turned upside down from that point. You took it upon yourself to end my son's life. You changed our lives forever.
For a rival gang member, the cars started chasing Lisandro, eventually cornering him to a nearby bodega. CCTV footage from inside the shop shows a desperate Lisandro seeking refuge and trying to hide behind a counter. But he was spotted by one of the gang members. A scuffle ensued and Lisandro was dragged out of the bodega. What happened next shocked the entire city of New York. Armed with large knives and machetes, the five took turns brutally stabbing the teenager. Then fled away in getaway cars. After the attack, a severely injured Lisandro managed to enter the shop but was sent away. Outside and fading fast, he gestured towards onlookers to call 911. Then he started running towards St. Barnabas Hospital, which was just 1 block away, before collapsing at the entrance. Passers-by desperately tried to save Lisandro. However, 2 police officers just stood by watching the scene. They were later investigated for failing to help. Just 20 minutes later, Lisandro passed away as a result of a fatal stab wound to his neck. Police soon got hold of the CCTV footage and arrested the 5 suspects, charging them with first-degree murder.
Police have arrested the 5 suspects accused in the murder of this teenager in the Bronx.
At their trial, a 6th member of the Trinitarios gang, Kevin Alvarez, testified against the 5 murderers.
Kevin Alvarez's arrest, he's testifying in court against 5 of his fellow alleged Trinitarios gang members.
Alvarez, who had helped drag Lisandro out of the bodega, identified the suspects in exchange for lesser time served for conspiracy charges. Eventually, the jury convicted the 5 gang members for the brutal murder of Lisandro Guzman Feliz. At their sentencing, the killers showed no signs of remorse. Instead, they waved gang signs and shouted gang slogans. Yonaiki Estrella, who delivered the fatal blow, was sentenced to life without parole. Jose Munez, Elvin Garcia, and Antonio Santiago each received 25 years to life, while Manuel Rivera was sentenced to 23 years to life in prison. Lisandro Guzman Feliz lost his life for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. But what happens when a populace fleeing? A passerby filmed the immediate aftermath of the attack and called 911. Another captured Onfroy's lifeless body in the driver's seat of his BMW. The tragic incident left the hip-hop industry in shock, with popular artists like Diplo and J. Cole paying tribute to the teenage sensation. Shortly afterwards, the 4 were arrested and charged with first-degree murder and armed robbery.
You are charged with 1 count of murder in the first degree.
However, Robert Allen took a plea deal in exchange for his testimony in the trial of the other 3, which began with the prosecution claiming that Onfroy's murder was pre-planned and efficient.
3561. So ask yourselves, that's more than enough time to formulate the premeditated intent and the design to kill someone and the killing.
Boatwright's lawyer suggested that Robert Allen, who was yet to testify against the 3, would lie in court.
Robert Allen is the only person that you will hear from that puts Michael Boatwright at Riva Motorsports on June 18th, 2018. But let me be very clear. If Robert Allen testifies in this case, he will lie.
Then, Williams' lawyer incredibly threw accusations at popular hip-hop artist Drake, arguing that the Grammy award-winning rapper was to be blamed for Onfroy's death.
Before X died, he said, if anybody kills me, it's Drake. And do you think that for one moment, here today, days after the event, he's killed by 2 masked men, right? He came on social media and said, guys, before he dies, if anybody kills me, it's Drake. Do you think in that time span that they went and they addressed him, they talked to him? No. Do you think sitting here today, years later, any detective has ever asked, Drake or anybody like that? No.
He also accused Robert Allen of getting paid by Drake.
How much money in 2018 did you receive from either Drake or one of Drake's associates?
I never met Drake before.
You never met Drake?
No.
Do you know who he is, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Finally, Newsom's lawyer appeared last, stating that no physical evidence linked his client to the crime.
The evidence will not show that any firearm was ever recovered that could be matched or linked to Trayvon Newsom. The evidence will show no DNA whatsoever found on the body of Mr. Onfroy or on that car.
However, he was wrong. The prosecution presented a boatload of evidence in court, including CCTV footage from the crime scene. But it was 3 pieces of damning evidence that settled the case. First was the testimony of Onfroy's step-uncle Leonard Kerr, who fled the scene of the shooting. He described what actually happened that day.
Taller guy, as I tell you, the taller guy went around to Jesse's side. The shorter one now come around to the door that I was, my door that I opened, and he go inside the car. And then I heard something like, "Hey, hey!" How much time I don't know, but I heard something like explode.
Kerr also reenacted the moment Onfroy was shot.
You don't come out the effing car. And he was like with a gun. You don't come out the effing car. The shorter one was at Jassay's side.
The second crucial piece of evidence was pictures and videos captured the day of the shooting, showing the defendants posing and dancing with stolen money.
It shows Williams fanning $100 bills and surrounded by money. And this video taken at 12:35 a.m. This time Williams appears to be in a car, also fanning $100 bills, smiling and singing.
And finally, the testimony of Robert Allen ultimately sealed the deal.
As he's grabbing the bag, shots are fired.
Who shoots the shots that are fired?
Michael Boatwright.
And who does he shoot?
Triple F.
Where does he shoot him from? What side of the car?
Driving.
Allen claimed that Newsom grabbed the bag of money, Boatwright shot Onfroy, and Williams was the getaway driver as he sat in the car. Unsurprisingly, the trio were convicted of all charges and sentenced to life in prison without parole. Michael Boatwright received an additional life sentence plus 30 years, as he was the one who pulled the trigger on Onfroy. As for Robert Allen, his plea deal meant a reduced sentence of 7 years in prison plus 20 years probation for second-degree murder, while XXXTentacion's promising life was cut short for a few $1,000s. But what happens when an attempted robbery goes horribly wrong? Like in the case of Michael Thomas, who's facing homicide charges in Wisconsin. Reports suggest that in 2011, 16-year-old Thomas was driving around in a stolen minivan with Malik Merchant and Jimmy Scales when they stopped at West Lisbon Avenue and attempted to rob Sharon Staples. Thomas allegedly jumped out of the car and threatened Sharon to give up her purse, but when the 34-year-old resisted, Thomas fatally shot her. Sharon was 12 weeks pregnant at the time. Thomas was arrested, where he pled guilty to 2 counts of first-degree reckless homicide for killing Sharon and her unborn child. At his sentencing, Thomas was initially calm and silent, then suddenly all hell broke loose. As he was about to leave the courtroom, Thomas looked towards his family and made an attempt to move towards them. This prompted court deputies to tackle him to the ground, causing an outburst among those sitting in the gallery. The deputies managed to stand him up on his feet, but they couldn't control the teenager. At last, Thomas was restrained and escorted out of the courtroom. A sheriff took hold of the situation and calmed the irate family members down.
No good is going to be done by this court being disrupted. Okay? What's going to happen is we are going to allow the other people that were in this courtroom to leave. Okay?
Eventually, the crowd started leaving.
No, Sean.
A deputy asked a guy named Chuck to wait, but Chuck was having none of it.
Just wait, okay? We're going to let everybody go.
I'm right there. Come on, every time I fuck a little bit, leave it fuck around.
He was promptly cuffed and taken into custody. Ultimately, Michael Thomas was sentenced to 35 years in prison. As for Malik Merchant, who police said acted as a lookout, he was sentenced to 17 years in prison. The getaway driver Jimmy Scales, who claimed to be a member of the street gang Disciples, was sentenced to 25 years in prison. While Michael Thomas showed great physical strength and defiance in court, what happens when a gang member bursts into tears? Like in the case of Brandon Spencer, who's facing attempted murder charges in California. Police said that in 2012, 19-year-old Spencer was involved in a shootout at a Halloween party on the University of Southern California campus.
He was convicted of shooting a rival gang member at a 2012 Halloween party on the USC campus.
4 people were wounded in the incident. Some students fled the scene, while others hid. Reportedly, Spencer also ran with them, but was eventually captured by the LAPD. He was charged with 4 counts of attempted murder. During his trial, the prosecution argued that Spencer, a known gang member, fired into the crowd in retaliation against a rival gang member.
That if you are so intent on killing someone, that you're willing to shoot them and at the same time open fire into a crowd.
However, Spencer maintained his innocence throughout the trial.
Sorry for what happened, Your Honor, but came to life in prison. And I'm not a bad person, but I made mistakes. But I'm not just some gangbanger that she tried to portray me as.
But the jury was having none of it. They found Spencer guilty of all charges. Then, at his sentencing, as the judge read out his fate, Spencer completely lost it.
The minimum period of parole eligibility is 15 years plus 25 years of life in accordance with Penal Code Section 12022.
He broke down and banged the table twice with his head before being held back by officers. Ultimately, Spencer was sentenced to 40 years to life in prison for the USC shootings. While Brandon Spencer had a total meltdown in court, how does it compare to a case that terrorized the whole country? Like in the case of David Parga, who's on trial for murdering a student in California. In 2006, 27-year-old Leland Washington, an African-American, was reportedly asked to leave a Halloween party where most of the guests were Mexican gang members. Police said Washington came back to the party, which Pargas, a La Habra Street gang member, felt was a sign of disrespect. The gangster then walked up to the college graduate and, without provocation, shot him several times in the torso. Washington was rushed to UCI Medical Center, where he died soon after. Parga was arrested and charged with felony murder. He decided to represent himself in court and was eventually found guilty of second-degree murder. During sentencing, family members of Washington addressed their loved one's killer. His brother said Washington did not deserve to go this way.
There's days that the grief is so much that I just kind of muddle through the day. You have to understand who he was. He was such a great person, and the way that he died, he did not deserve that at all.
While their sister spoke about the emptiness left behind by her brother's death.
Halloween weekend will never be the same for us. My brother was murdered that weekend, and it's ironic that we're here today for the sentencing for the person that murdered Leland Cleophas Washington.
And finally, their mother said if given a chance, Washington would have been a great friend to his killer.
And I think if Mr. Parker had ever known him, he couldn't have been anything but a friend to him. He couldn't have found any other way but to make him a friend.
Parga was also given a chance to speak, where he displayed remorse for his actions and apologized to the victim's family.
I know there's nothing I could do to bring you guys' son back, brother back, but I am deeply sorry for what happened to him. To you specifically, I want to say sorry to what happened to your son. I know the pain you're feeling. My mom comes to see me, she cries because what's happening to me, and I could only imagine what you're going through. You lost your son.
However, the judge called Parga a coward for shooting the victim for no apparent reason and ultimately sentenced him to 50 years to life in prison for the murder of Leland Washington. While David Parga was a small-time gang member at the bottom of the food chain, what happens when the leader of a biker gang gets caught? like in the case of Joseph Lancia, who's facing attempted murder charges in Rhode Island. 30-year-old Lancia was the president of the Hells Angels biker gang in Rhode Island when he fired a gun at a truck that was driven by Richard Starnino. Starnino, once considered a prospect for joining the Hells Angels, was engaged in an ongoing dispute with Lancia. Authorities said no one was injured in the incident, but the situation could have been far worse.
The bullet struck the passenger side of the vehicle. No one was injured. It should be noted that there were children in the area at that time, and there is a school across the street from the location of this shooting.
Astonishingly, Starnino not only survived, but he kept on driving and finished his deliveries. After the incident, a massive raid was conducted at the Hells Angels headquarters.
Anyone inside 161 Message Street? This is the state police. Come on with your hands up. Do it now.
Some gang members were arrested and taken into custody. Lancia, too, was arrested. However, as part of a plea agreement, the more severe charges of attempted murder were dropped. Instead, Lancia pleaded no contest to felony assault and battery.
30-year-old Joseph Lancia changed his plea from not guilty to no contest.
At his sentencing, several members of Hells Angels came in full support for their president. Lancia was given a chance to speak, which he refused.
Is there anything that you would like to say, sir?
Nothing.
However, Judge Kirsten Rogers had some words for Lancia.
Should you not appear in a timely manner, and I'm talking 5 minutes late, or if there are any violations of your release.
She also ordered him to stay away from the victim.
There is a no contact order for the protection of Richard Starnino for the duration of 8 years.
Eventually, it was time for Lancia to learn his fate.
A 5-year full sentence, all of which is to be served at the ACI.
Lancia was ultimately sentenced to 5 years in prison plus 10 years of probation. While Joseph Lancia's victim lived to tell his tale, what happens when drug dealers go after one of their own? Like in the case of 33-year-old Christopher Dean, a drug dealer in Atlanta who wanted to leave the criminal world behind. Looking to make one last drug deal before turning clean, Dean set up a deal with Xavier Gibson, who was a member of the street gang Gangster Disciples. The gang had learned that Dean previously worked as a police informant and lured him to meet at Gibson's house in Sandy Creek Drive. Then, for more than an hour, they viciously beat Dan with a crowbar and a 2x4 before sodomizing him, torturing him, and ultimately executing him. The gangsters then disposed of Dean's body at the Hamilton E. Holmes MARTA station.
Police have just discovered a man's body in the trunk of a car.
Police found the body dumped in the back of a car, along with the torture weapons. But it was back at Gibson's house where they made a shocking discovery. Police found evidence that the suspects continued living at the house, with Dean's bloodstains everywhere. 5 members of Gangster Disciples were arrested for Dean's murder: Christopher Lockett, Xavier Gibson, Cortez Clark, Joshua Rooks, and Jasper Green. Such was the extent of the torture that prosecutors said Dean's skull was actually depressed.
They beat him to the point that his skull was actually depressed.
They also said the suspects were trying to send a message to other gang members.
They were obviously attempting to send a message to fellow gang members and anyone who might dare to testify against them.
All 5 were found guilty of murder and other gang-related charges. At their sentencing, an emotional father of the victim took the stand.
We all have empty space in our hearts for Chris. It was so very hard for me to tell a 5-year-old his daddy would never come home.
Ultimately, the 5 gang members were sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Christopher Dean. While Christopher Dean's killers showed no remorse, the suspect in our next case made the whole courtroom emotional. This is Tariq Jackson, who's on trial for murder in Michigan. Jackson was 16 when he allegedly pulled out a gun and opened fire after a fight broke out between 2 Ypsilanti gangs in 2015. The bullet hit 20-year-old Keandre Duff in the head, instantly killing him. Jackson, now 18, was facing multiple charges, including open murder. He was set to go to trial, but eventually pled guilty to second-degree murder. Things got emotional at his sentencing when the victim's mother directly addressed Jackson.
Our whole world was turned upside down from that point.
She said his actions had changed her life forever.
You changed our lives forever. You took it upon yourself to end my son's life.
But shockingly, she forgave her son's killer and showed sympathy towards him, addressing him as a young man who had dreams.
But he forgives you. And I forgive you. I don't hate you. And then they sent me a picture of Mr. Jackson, and when I looked at him, I said, Lord Jesus, this is somebody's baby. This is a young man who had dreams to be more than what he became. And if anything, Father God, in the name of Jesus.
She then asked for Jackson's mother and had some words of comfort for her.
Is Patrick's mother in here? Mom, come here. Your son is still going to be a great man. All he has to do is give it to the Lord.
Then, in a heartfelt moment, the two mothers shared a hug in the courtroom. Jackson was also given a chance to address the court, where he apologized to the victim's family.
First off, I just want to say sorry to the family of the victim. I wish the situation would have played out like that. I never thought that my choices and decisions would have affected so many people. No mother deserves to bury her son, and no mother deserves to see her son change.
He said he got involved in gang activities when he was young and took full responsibility for his crimes.
I was 16 at the time of the incident. I was young, angry, full of pride, caught in the streets and in the middle of gangs and all type of other stuff. And I felt like, that was the best choice for me to make. But today I don't think that was the best choice. But I take the full responsibility for my actions and am ready to face the consequences.
He also warned other gang members to learn from his mistakes and change their ways.
The life that we was living, being in gangs and all that other stuff, it ain't worth 16 years or a death, because eventually you be put in a situation and there's severe consequences that come with that.
Then he ended his statement with some words of encouragement for his family.
My family, I just want to say, don't cry, this isn't a funeral. My life is far from over. They can lock my body, but they can't lock my mind. It's going to be a long tunnel I have to walk through, but I always stay focused at the light at the end.
Ultimately, Jackson was sentenced to 17 to 40 years in prison for the murder of Keandre Duff. While Tariq Jackson's youthful exuberance took the life of a youngster, what happens when someone attacks a police officer out of desperation? Like in the case of Officer Bronson Kalaloa, a 10-year veteran who was killed during a traffic stop in Hawaii. In 2018, Officer Kalaloa approached a vehicle driven by Justin Waike, a wanted fugitive who was out on bail. Waike had an outstanding warrant against him for violating bail terms. He also had 16 prior convictions, including drug and firearm offenses. During the stop, as soon as the officer approached him, Waike opened fire, hitting Officer Kalaloa in the neck and leg. The 46-year-old later died in the hospital. Waike escaped and went on the run, and a large manhunt ensued on the island of Hawaii. 3 days later, an SUV was stopped at a checkpoint in South Point. Police said Officer Brian Tina opened the rear hatch of the vehicle, and Waike, who was hiding underneath a blanket, emerged and opened fire, wounding the officer.
Justin Waike was in the very back and it had shot him. He had concealed himself underneath the blanket, so the officer did not see him.
Other police officers returned fire, and Waike was killed in the shootout.
There was an exchange of fire there, and Waike, as a result of the exchange of fire, Waike was killed.
Waike had 3 accomplices present in the car who were helping him escape: Jorge Pagan Torres, Malia Lahala, and Crystal Ferreira.
Torres, Lahala, and Ferreira remain in custody, and today in court, the judge denied them bail.
They were arrested and charged with accomplice to attempted murder. However, the prosecution couldn't prove those charges, and the 3 were later convicted of lesser misdemeanor assault offenses. Ultimately, Lahala was sentenced to 6 years in prison, while Pagan, Torres, and Ferreira each received a year of imprisonment. While Officer Bronson Kalaloa lost his life in the line of duty, what happens when a helpless elderly woman is killed? Like in the case of David Moses, who's on trial for murder in California. Moses was 17 when he and 2 others reportedly entered the home of Dorothy Session with the intention of robbing the 81-year-old. When Dorothy resisted, Moses mercilessly beat the old woman to death.
Moses admitted to investigators in an interview that he struck the woman.
Police found Dorothy's body with multiple injuries, including a broken nose, missing teeth, cuts to her mouth, and black eyes. Moses was arrested and 2 years later convicted of first-degree murder. At his sentencing, Moses showed no remorse for his actions. He laughed and yawned throughout the proceeding, finding the whole situation boring.
With a chuckle, a laugh, and yawn after yawn, David Moses acted strangely at his sentencing this morning.
At one point, he even dozed off in his chair. Prosecutors said Moses seemed to enjoy the trial.
It gave me the impression that he thought this was a game. There was just no expression of remorse whatsoever for his actions.
While Moses was facing a lengthy time in prison, his attorney asked the judge for hope in the form of a possibility of parole.
To give him that hope for the next 25 years, that he may have an opportunity to be returned to society.
But the judge was having none of it, and ultimately sentenced Moses to life in prison without parole.
The judge sentenced Moses to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Mr. Moses received the punishment he deserved. Frankly put, he's just a dangerous individual, and there's only one place to put him, and that's in the penitentiary for the rest of his life.
Since Moses was sentenced as a juvenile, a change in law meant he became eligible to be resentenced as an adult. Even though there was a chance of changing his sentence from life in prison to 25 years to life in prison, the judge emphasized Moses's complete lack of rehabilitation since his conviction. Coupled that with the brutality of the attack on Dorothy Session, the judge resentenced Moses to life in prison without the possibility of parole. While David Moses was twice sentenced to life for killing a helpless old lady, what happens when a killer vows to kill more in the courtroom? Like in the case of Luis Bracamontes, who's on trial for killing 2 police officers in California. As per reports, on October 24, 2014, Bracamontes went on a violent crime spree that resulted in the deaths of 2 sheriff's deputies in Northern California. It all started in the parking lot of a Motel 6 when Sacramento County Sheriff's Deputy Danny Oliver was fatally shot in the head as he was examining Bracamontes' vehicle. Bracamontes then stole a car and fled to Pacer County, where he shot 2 law enforcement officials, killing Detective Michael Davis Jr.
Bracamontes, an undocumented immigrant, is accused of murdering Sacramento County Sheriff's Deputy Danny Oliver and then Placer County Sheriff's Detective Mike Davis Jr. during a crime spree that also included carjacking and other shooting victims in October of 2014.
An extensive manhunt followed, and eventually, Bracamontes was taken into custody. Even though Bracamontes pleaded not guilty, his courtroom actions suggested otherwise.
Ladies and gentlemen, please step out of the hallway.
Bracamontes showed no remorse and wished he killed more, promising to do so once he broke out of prison.
You don't want to allow me to do that. Please step out of the hallway. I don't regret that. The only thing that I regret is that I just killed 2. I wish I killed more of those motherfuckers. I will break up soon, and I will kill more.
However, what he did next shocked everyone in the courtroom.
There was no need to promote it. Be silent. Be silent.
Bracamontes gladly admitted to killing the 2 police officers. Even his own attorney didn't try to hide the fact.
Mr. Bracamontes is responsible for the deaths of both Deputy Danny Oliver and Detective Mike Davis.
Unsurprisingly, Bracamontes was found guilty of first-degree murder.
Did unlawfully and with malice aforethought commit murder in the first degree.
His reaction? A wry smile and an audible cheer.
We find the defendant guilty.
Bracamontes' behavior got even more unsettling as he blew kisses, smiled, and clapped towards the victim's family members sitting in the gallery. Then, in one final act of defiance, Bracamontes made a chilling threat while leaving the courtroom. While Luis Bracamontes' cold-blooded murders and courtroom threats were truly shocking, what happens when you have to kill to move up the ranks within a criminal gang? Like in the case of Victor Rodas, who's facing murder charges in Virginia. According to reports, on March 27, 2017, Rodas and 4 other members of the international criminal gang MS-13 kidnapped and brutally killed Raymond Wood. Police found the mutilated body of the 17-year-old in the woods with multiple stab wounds, just 2 hours away from his home in Bedford County. Investigation revealed that Rodas set up a fake drug deal with Wood, after which the victim was abducted, strangled, and stabbed 29 times. Rodas was charged with first-degree murder, robbery, and kidnapping. At his trial, the prosecutor said Rodas killed Wood as part of an initiation ritual to move up in hierarchy within MS-13.
Because Raymond Wood had to die for several reasons. He had to die for MS-13. He had to die for the sailors. He had to die for his reputation and rank within that vile organization.
The defense argued that Rodas was merely the getaway driver that day and had nothing to do with the stabbings.
He had no idea what was going on. He was just told to get in a vehicle and go on a ride.
The trial hit an impasse, and it seemed Rodas would get away scot-free until police stumbled upon a crucial piece of evidence: the murder weapon. Lead investigator John Maddox testified that he saw a dragon's head shining light towards him at the murder scene.
So I decided instead of walking back through the high grass, I would walk straight through the woods to my car. I walked about 20 yards and looked down because it was a shimmer of light that hit just right, caught my attention. I looked down on the ground and saw a dragon's head, a metal dragon's head on top of the ground.
That dragon's head belonged to a knife that was used to kill Wood.
The dragon's head was pulled out of a box and shown to the jury this afternoon. Maddox told the prosecution the blade alone was over 9 inches.
With the discovery of new evidence, the jury eventually found Rodas guilty of all charges. Ultimately, he was sentenced to 55 years in prison for the murder of Raymond Wood. While Victor Rodas's criminal ambitions resulted in a lengthy jail sentence, what happens when you go on a rampage just for fun?
Now I can't feel anything below my waist.
Like in the case of Noah Lep Hall, who's facing multiple charges, including murder in Colorado. In August 2021, Lep Hall and 4 others, all between the ages of 18 and 21, reportedly went on a crime spree that left the state of Colorado in shock. Lep Hall, Seth LaRode, Aiden Sides, Isaiah Freeman, and Samuel Fussell were all previously detained in a youth correctional facility in Golden, Colorado, where they met and allegedly planned the whole thing. The rampage started on August 15, 2021, when the 5 suspects broke into a business and heavily damaged the premises. They then brutally assaulted a man who was trying to take his ex-wife home following a cancer diagnosis. He later testified in court saying his ex-wife blamed herself till the day she died.
Even to the day she died at a hospice, she looked over during moments of clarity and apologized to me. I'm sorry. She blamed herself.
The more serious crimes came later, when a man was left for dead after being robbed and shot. Thomas Young, who was paralyzed from the waist down after the incident, spoke from his hospital bed.
I went from being, regular 30-year-old guy, athletic, riding a bike everywhere, and now I can't feel anything below my waist.
However, what happened next was even more shocking. 18-year-old Jewish student Shmuel Silverberg was leaving the Yeshiva Torres Chaim school in Denver when the 5 intercepted him, chased him inside, and gunned him down.
The most disturbing of all, the murder of an 18-year-old Jewish student who was chased down inside his yeshiva school before being shot repeatedly.
The rampage ended when 3 of the 5, including Lep Hall, were arrested. Police later apprehended the other 2.
2.5 months later, police would arrest him and some of his alleged accomplices at this home after a one-night crime spree.
4 of the 5 pleaded guilty to a variety of assault and burglary charges. Aiden Sides was sentenced to 41.5 years in prison, while Isaiah Freeman got 30 years. Samuel Fussell and Seth LaRode each received prison sentences of 21.5 years and 12 years, respectively. As for Lep Hall, he additionally pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and first-degree kidnapping and was sentenced to a total of 65 years in prison. While to Shmuel Silverberg, killers showed no remorse. What happens when lawyers, witnesses, and even the judge go insane in the courtroom?
Stop. Just stop.
I made my ruling.
Like in the case of Jeffrey Williams, a famous rapper who's facing racketeering charges in Georgia. Better known by his stage name Young Thug, Williams is accused of being a founding member of the criminal gang Young Slime Life, or YSL. Police said Williams and YSL had previous ties with the infamous Bloods gang. In May 2022, Williams was arrested and charged with gang-related offenses and violating Georgia's Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations, or RICO Act. However, this is not the first time Williams crossed paths with the law. He was previously arrested in 2017 on drug-related charges, as police found contraband, guns, and drug money in his car. Now in court for his RICO trial, prosecutors used Williams' own song lyrics to suggest that he was a part of a gang.
I never killed anybody, but I got something to do with that body.
He's not using gang colloquially. The evidence will show he's telling you they are a gang.
But the defense argued that the lyrics were taken out of context, and Williams made gangster songs only in his studio.
These are lyrics that rhyme. Those are taken out of context in that song, but they're lyrics. If we're going to criminalize lyrics, you will learn. We all should watch what we say. This is, you will learn, studio gangsters. They're in the studio. They are creating music for us to listen to.
They also said prosecutors misunderstood Williams' stage name and that Thug actually stood for truly humble under God.
It was his path. If he could ever make it as a musical artist and help his family, himself, and as many others out of this endless cycle of hopelessness, he would be truly humble under God. That's what Thug means.
Prosecutors then introduced a picture that showed Williams making Bloods gang signs, but the defense had other ideas.
Prosecution is targeting, that's Jeffrey taking a selfie in the mirror, and he has his hand up, and the indictment that the prosecution had the grand jury return says he's holding up a blood sign, and that furthers this conspiracy.
They argued Williams only made a sign that denoted positivity.
Blood sign is like this, it looks like a B. That is a P. Jeffrey's fingers are down. It means any circumstance you're in, if you think positively about something, you can make it through. You're pushing positivity.
Williams' trial was also marred with interruptions, delays, and heated moments. This was mainly because Judge Ural Glanville, prosecutor Adrian Love, and defense attorney Brian Steele were not always on the same page. For example, in one instance, when the defense failed to follow his instructions, Judge Glanville had some stern words for them.
You know, you all don't listen to the court, and it's going to get you all in a lot of hot water. You need to listen to me when I tell you something, and don't rely upon your own understanding.
He also schooled defense attorney Brian Steele on how to properly handle evidence in court.
Underneath the passenger seat
Mr.
on the
Steele,
floorboard, is that right?
I need to teach you about handling weapons. Please point the muzzle always downward, no matter if it's unloaded, okay?
I know it's unloaded, but yes, sir.
You make everybody nervous, okay? To include Mr. Kearns, who you're pointing it at. All right.
I apologize.
While Judge Glanville handled that situation with levity, he lost his patience when prosecutors questioned him about a juror.
Your Honor, did juror number 39...
Yo, would you stay out of my business, Miss Love?
Oh, well.
Stay out of my business.
Judge,
Look,
I'm sorry.
I've been doing this a long time. Yes, I have, yes.
In another instance, a court bailiff had to step in when attorneys from both sides got into a heated argument.
Your Honor, at some point, I'm sorry, I'm talking, and I don't know why I am being interrupted. I will not stop. I was speaking.
Ms. Love,
I'm sorry, I was speaking.
Both y'all can't talk at the same time.
I know, I was speaking, and I expect to be allowed to speak when I'm speaking.
Hey, both of you all need to just take it down a notch.
Safe to say, Judge Glanville was not impressed at all.
But you continually engage in this pattern of behavior, Miss Love. You don't want to accept my ruling.
Your Honor,
and I know you're being an advocate, but at some point, stop. Just stop. I made my ruling. Good, bad, or indifferent to you. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some.
I do accept that fact.
Okay, no, you don't. No, you don't.
The defense, too, had enough of the prosecutor's constant interruptions.
Your Honor, I apologize for interrupting the state earlier, but the state can talk the ears off a donkey. This continued filibustering has got to stop so that opposing counsel can speak. This continued going back whenever the state loses in this case has got to stop at some point, Your Honor. Thank you.
Then Judge Glanville seemed to get frustrated by the delay tactics used by the defense team.
When you keep delaying, okay, and that's what's happening to the court. You keep delaying and elongating and pushing out these particular our ability to present a seamless case in front of the jury. You can imagine my frustration because all these little delays just elongate out the whole our presentation in front of the jury. That's for your benefit, not for mine.
Williams' attorney, Steele, didn't appreciate it. Instead, he demanded an apology and asked the judge to recuse himself from the case.
I make a motion to ask you to please recuse yourself. I know it has to be in writing within 5 days. If you want me to do that, I'll do it, and it has to go to another judge. But this is what's going on, Your Honor, whether you see it or not. You're yelling at me in front of a jury for nothing, and then you won't apologize. And I did nothing wrong, ever.
Things also got pretty heated when Judge Glanville had an issue with the timing of some evidence that the prosecutors wanted to introduce.
I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm just not. We are starting right now. It's 1:20. So
talk to them. We have said we don't agree.
Then file a motion and get it before me, and we'll take it up. Both of you all have equally responsibility to do that.
Information they are seeking.
Oh, it's going to be inadmissible right now.
Then there was another standoff between Judge Glanville and defense attorney Brian Steele when the latter accused the judge of influencing the jury.
So my point is, there was absolute candor always with the court. I did take it as a fait accompli because I don't know why.
No, but that's not true, sir. And that's a misstatement and a mischaracterization. You're telling me that I've already made up my mind at that point in time. It was all but a certain conclusion. It was not, sir. That's not the way that this court looks at its role as the gatekeeper and its role as a referee.
I understand that you're offended.
I am offended because it's not true in terms of what you were given.
Well, I'm going to tell you I'm offended because no other time in this trial have you given a instruction to the jury before you found somebody expert to say this person's going to give expert and lay testimony.
Did you object at that point in time?
Your Honor, I believe.
Did you object at that point in time?
I believe you already.
Did you object at that point in time, sir? I'm asking you a question. Did you object to at that point in time saying, Judge, she hasn't been qualified as an expert as of yet? I don't think you should read that instruction as of yet.
It would have been frivolous to say.
But you didn't object, though, did you?
Now, if that wasn't all, the defense then called out prosecutor Adrian Love for lying to the judge's face.
But you don't do it by standing there 3 feet from you in your face and lying to the court. And that's what she did. And she knew what she was doing, and it's not right.
The trial was also filled with some bizarre and spectacular, never-before-seen moments, like when someone from the gallery handed over Williams a bag of drugs in front of a dozen court officers. Trouble for recording courtroom proceedings.
Do you recall this court giving you the ad nauseum admonitions about acceptable behavior?
About having phones out?
Yes.
At the moment when we came in.
Didn't I tell you to turn your phone off?
It was, I'm going to be truthfully and very honest. When it was a lot going on, we had just come from different
Answer
floors.
my question first, and then you can explain it. Do you recall us telling you to turn off your cell phones?
Another juror took off to a vacation instead of attending jury duties. She was held in contempt and oddly punished with a 30-page essay on the importance of jury service.
Ordinarily, madam, I do find you in contempt, but here's what I'm going to do. What I think I'm going to do is, in order for you to satisfy your contempt, I'm going to commute the 20 days and require you to write a 30-page paper on the importance of jury service.
Would a third juror was also held in contempt after he inquired to the media about the trial.
Why would you think this would be okay for you to inquire about this?
It was a dumb mistake on my part.
I mean, because that tells me you were listening on the media, which is what I told you not to do as well.
He too received a peculiar punishment.
You're going to do 10 hours of community service, okay. All right? Yes. Then, when we pick a jury in this case, You're going to come for the first 5 days of trial.
The court was also the victim of a cyber attack, where all the screens were bombarded with naked Zoom calls, much to the amusement of everyone present.
Looks like they got Zoom bombed. So this just popped up on everybody's screen, on the television in the courtroom. And, you know, it was graphic, lasted for several seconds before the judge said, you know, we've been hacked, and instructed the deputies to shut off all the, you know, all the TVs.
The trial also saw its fair share of questionable witnesses. One of them erupted on the stand during cross-examination.
I really don't understand what's going on. I don't remember. My head hurt. They keep asking me questions about this, keep asking me questions about that. About 2013, I don't remember.
He said his number was made public and he and his family were being harassed.
People calling my phone right now threatening me, texting my phone. I ain't had no sleep. I've been up all night since yesterday, 7 o'clock, from 7 o'clock yesterday to 6 o'clock this morning. Still getting calls. Still getting texts.
Then he made the most shocking revelation.
Can I get a water or something? I'm so high right now, y'all. I'm about to go to sleep on y'all ass.
There was also a witness who seemed to have been forced to testify in court.
When you testified yesterday, you didn't want to be here.
Yes.
She made claims of harassment by the district attorney's office.
And part of it is because of the interactions, and your reaction yesterday was based on the interactions you had, not with Mr. Williams or anyone over here, but with the district attorney's office. Isn't that true?
Yes.
You told us when you were back there that they had been, quote, harassing you for a number of months. Is that true?
Yes.
Judge Glanville, finally fed up with all the delays and interruptions, addressed the court.
You said that you would do it later as it came
Okay,
up.
well, here's the thing. Later is now. I got a jury in the box, so you could have asked me that an hour. I mean, we had time this morning. I could have gone through that this morning and made clarity on it for both sides.
The judge said if need be, he'd hold court on the weekends to make up for the lost time.
If necessary need be, we'll start having court on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, well, that's my call. So if you don't want your Saturday and Sunday sucked up, I think we need to work a little harder.
Safe to say the trial is still ongoing.
Yo, okay. All right. Man, oh man, oh man. All right. Yeah, I just wanted to run some of that stuff. Yeah, 6070 interview dropping in the morning. Yeah, and it went left. So it's going to drop in the morning. So make sure y'all tune in for that. And we're going to come back for the late night show. You know, I appreciate all of y'all that rock with SBGB TV, man. Yeah. Hit that like button. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button. Check out the merch, sbgbtv.com. You know, I appreciate all y'all, man. And put a 1 in the chat if you are a member. Yeah. Yeah, man. Oh, man. I'm on autopilot today. Damn autopilot, man. Yeah. But I appreciate all y'all, though. Big facts, man. Yes, sir. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Yeah. And share the live. Shout out to all y'all. D Twins, La Portia, Mike Pina, Poncho. Appreciate you. You know. Yeah. But I'm gonna grab me something to eat. And yeah. I gotta get that video ready to drop in the morning, man. Yeah. Shout out to all y'all, man. Run the table. Shout out to all y'all. I'm on autopilot this Saturday. Straight autopilot, man. Yeah, I'm on autopilot, man. No cap. It's one of them days. You hear me? But I appreciate y'all, man. Hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button. And share this live, man. Yeah. And y'all already know what it is. Y'all know what it is, man. It's not about the setback. is about to get back now.